Good evening, everyone. Jim here. Some call me Ibrahimovic. Don't know why. I'm going for a United 2-1 win tonight. I'm confident. Kind of. See Højlund actually banging a goal in. Bit worried about Leicester's midfielder, Bilal El Khanous, 20-year-old midfielder. He's decent. I think he scored against us in a previous matchup. But nonetheless, as long as we can dominate midfield, which we haven't done in a while to anyone, I can see us pulling off a win. United 2-1.
Simon and Billy come up for the game from Devon. Score's going to be 3-1 United, and the scorers are going to be
2 Ahmed, 1 Bruno.
United. Come on.
Hi guys, I think it's going to be a 3-1 win to Man United. Dorgu to score and assist.
Hello, it's me, Dave. This weekend, the famous Manchester United are in the fourth round of the FA Cup, or, as Arsenal fans like to call it, the weekend off. We welcome Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester City, and much as I love Ruud, I'm hoping United progress. So I'm predicting a scoreline of the famous Manchester United 3, Leicester City 1. She wore a scarlet ribbon in the merry month of May. One love, MUFC.
Back again, Pima prediction against Leicester City in the FA Cup, Old Trafford. I won't for, Leicester City haven't been doing too well, but Leicester now going for 3-0 win United, up the way and up the paddock.
Alright lads, I'm not very confident, as I'm sure a lot of people probably won't be either, but I'm going to go for a 3-0 win United tonight. Come on.
Hi guys, one of our 2 opportunities to save our season today, this alongside the Europa League. I'm not massively confident. Leicester aren't amazing, but neither are we. I think we've probably got enough in the squad, as thin as it is, to go past Leicester. I'll say a 2-0 win. We'll go with that. Get the first goal early, make it tough for Leicester. You know, the last thing we want is it to be 0-0 going into the 60th minute or something like that, and they just get a lucky goal and we're fighting for the last half an hour. So go 2-0 tonight.
Hi everyone, come on the Reds.
Come on the Reds.
So we're all out tonight for a win, and the score is going to be
2 and 9
2 to Man United and 1 to Leicester.
Yes.
2-1, squeaky game. We'll get over the line. Come on the Reds.
Come on the Reds.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the watch-along for Manchester United versus Leicester in the FA Cup. 4th round. I'm joined by Ronaldo Brown. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm looking at it wide there. I look hella small in between you two, man.
You do look hella small, but
it's just because we're closer to the camera.
We're closer to the camera, and we're also a bit taller than you. Finn's here as well, Academy Scoop. How are you, Finn?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm looking forward to it.
Physically, how are you doing? Because I don't know if people have seen, but you had a bit of an accident.
Physically, I've become a paraplegic.
I don't think that's technically
true. Might be a bit hyperbole, innit?
Well, to be fair, he has broke his foot.
I've broken my toe. I dropped a kettlebell on it, and it's basically shattered the knuckle. So
that's not very fun, is it?
It's not.
Did you do it on purpose?
Yeah. It's just the state of Manchester United.
Were you watching Man United highlights and just thought, you know what?
Yes.
Not to burst your bubble or say you're being dramatic or anything, but didn't Declan Rice earlier in the season play with a broken toe?
Yeah, but there's many different types of broken toe, isn't there?
The thing is, I've got mates who broke their toes and like they didn't know it for weeks until they got it checked. But I guess I don't know. I can't walk. I can't put any pressure on this one. So
that's pain, man.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And warrior being here.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for coming in anyway.
Work ethic.
Obviously, we hope that's the last of the pain tonight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential excitement here. Have we got the team news ready or not just yet?
I need a pick me up.
We're still just waiting.
Tell George True that I'm not actually tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny would be an exaggeration.
What are you, 5'5"? Something like that? I think we're only 5'5".
5'10".
Oh yeah, 5'10", sorry, that's it. We'll get to the team news in just a minute. But me and Jay were saying before, doesn't it feel like after beating Arsenal away that we should be further in than just the 4th round of the Cup? Like, you can still be playing like Gillingham and stuff, and yet we've had 2 Premier League sides, one of them the probably second best team in England this season. It feels like if we win this, we'll be in the 5th round.
It's because we're not Man City, innit? We don't get them draws.
It's a bit underwhelming, isn't it?
It is a bit.
Two Premier League clubs on a bounce.
I feel like it's always a little bit more entertaining when you go and play against the smaller sides, even the away trips. It's just a little bit of a more FA Cup vibe and feel to it.
Yeah.
Remember we got Newport. Was it Newport County last season?
I don't know if it was last season
or the season before that we did struggle against.
Yeah, a little bit, but and Coventry as well.
Yeah.
Didn't exactly breeze past them.
Yeah,
no. It's always a nice opportunity to let a small team have a go at us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And they typically do quite well, don't they?
That's the magic of the cup, isn't it?
Let's go through the team. So we've got the team here. Obviously, the immediate standout, noticeable person is right there, and that is Patrick Dorgu starting his first game. What are you wincing at, Ronaldo? Talk me through that wince.
I almost got it. I almost got a predicted 11 bang on. Apart from, I thought it was going to go for Xerxes instead of Hoyland.
There you go. Well, let's go through the whole thing. So we've got Onana, we've got Yoro, Mazraoui, and Maguire. No Delict, interestingly. Obviously he's on the bench, but not starting. And then a midfield / wing backs of Dorgu and Dalot, with Fernandes and Ugarte in those central areas. Mainu and Ahmad in behind the returning Rasmus Højlund. Finn, thoughts on that side? We've got obviously Mazraoui. It's the first kind of, substitution for Martinez with his injury.
Yeah.
Dorgu starting as well.
I think it's also possible that it'll maybe be Euro on the left side. I think when Martinez came off, I think Euro filled in there, so it'll be interesting to see who plays on which side.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that's a really strong lineup. I think that's one player off what I think is possibly our strongest 11 right now, which would be Ahmad to right wing back, and then maybe a Garnacho in one of the 10s, something like that. But I understand that that's a little bit offensive minded and maybe leaves us a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't really have any complaints, and I'm especially excited to see Dorgu on the left. He's going to bring something that we've been missing for a long time, hopefully. Obviously, maybe it takes a little while to get going, but definitely offers something different that we don't really have in our squad.
Just on Dorgu, Ronnie, what are you expecting to see from him tonight? Obviously, we're not going to see him fully bedded in, him at his best necessarily, but what can people look out for with him?
Do you know what? With it's just out of necessity that you do sign a Patrick Dorgu, who's obviously 20 years old and got loads of potential, but still a little bit of a rough diamond. So I don't have any crazily lofty expectations. I'm just happy that we get a left-footed player anyway in that left wing back position, because I think we've desperately needed that type of balance anyway.
Yeah.
That's
a great point.
You know what I mean? So
even if nothing else, we've got someone who can use their strong foot on the outside.
Yeah.
How many times have we had that Malacia for 4 halves of football all season, and
he barely counts, doesn't
centre back. But in terms of the wing backs, they've all been right-footed, haven't they? I forgot about that.
Yeah, and obviously one thing about him is his adaptability. He's played as a right winger a lot for Lecce this season as well. I'm not sure whether Finn, whether he's much of a 10 type of player, which is obviously in the system. He might have been more, but that obviously speaks to his ability in the final third, and the fact that he's got that versatility, which will be beneficial, because United's squad is a little bit underwhelming at the moment. So the more players are able to adapt to different positions and play well, the better. But I think a huge thing will just having a little bit of pace and energy down that side, and a left-footed player that can actually provide a little bit in the attacking areas. Because I think some people may have argued that our build-up struggled a little bit when we've got players on the wrong-footed on the wrong sides, even though people have said that that's what Amorim did favour, especially on the right wing back side, when he's obviously played Quenda there for Sporting Lisbon. But I'm just excited anyway to see someone new play and maybe a little bit of a spark, because I was underwhelmed by the transfer window. But I'm not going to act and behave like he's going to set the world alight and change life, because I think that's unfair expectations to put on a player, and I think as United fans we sometimes too guilty of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's 20 years old, and he only just turned 20 in October as well, so he's a very young guy.
Yeah.
And I think he's got 3 goals, 1 assist this season, and all 3 of those goals came while he was playing in the right wing position. So he's not necessarily someone that's going to tear it up, make chance after chance, shot after shot from left wing back, but I think it is, like you said, there's a few things worth noting. One, he's a different physical profile to the likes of Mazraoui or even Malacia at this stage, with his ability to get up and down. He spoke himself about his work rate and his running. Also, he's like I said, he's left-footed. He's someone that likes going in beyond and pushing and driving towards goal, which none of our wing backs do, other than Ahmad.
We don't have other ball carriers in the squad, really.
They don't like doing that. And when's the last time, other than one of his sort of 20-yard kind of speculative shots, that you thought Dalla was a true goal threat? It don't really exist, does it? So it's going to be interesting to see him there. Hoyland coming back in as well, Ronnie. Picked over, obviously, Mainu against Palace, picked over Xerxes. What do you make of that? Is that understandable, do you think?
I thought both of their cameos in the last game were quite poor. So it's unfortunate that the striker position has become a situation at United where the starting player is just almost having to be the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
And when it comes to selection, rather it being someone that's actually banging form, where they're actually deserved of their selection, or whether it's a striker where it's both of them doing well, where it's almost like they're pushing each other. It's just becoming a little bit of a graveyard the striker position for United. And there's obviously been issues with the performances, but the fact that it's two players not performing amazingly this season, I don't know if it just speaks to maybe the composition of the team and the way the team is as well. I've started to wonder if it's that as well, just as much, even though obviously seen basic actions that Hoyland and Xerxes have been doing that haven't been good enough. But then again, it's like, are we getting the best out of them?
Yeah.
We're definitely not. Go on.
Well, I just think that it's quite clear that Amorim is inclined to give Hoyland the benefit of the doubt. I think he's started maybe more games than his performances have warranted, and I think that's because, like a lot of fans who still believe in him, his profile is indicative of someone who should be performing better than he does, and someone with a ceiling that would have him performing way better than he has this season. And I think Amorim is probably as aware of any of us about the systematic issues in terms of strikers not getting service and kind of being isolated in possession. And so I think we're not just gonna give up on him. We paid a lot of money for him, and I don't think it's the same as an Anthony where it's just clear beyond any reasonable doubt that he's not going to blossom into a great player. I think with Hoyland, despite how poor his performances have been, that there are still things in him that you think, well, someone with all of those traits in terms of his strength, his speed, his finishing when he's in the right position, they still do combine to create a pretty good profile as a striker.
Yeah.
And so I think Amorim's still showing faith in him, and I do prefer his skill set over Xerxes still. I think Xerxes looks a little bit clunky and a bit lost in possession when it's a fast-paced game and when he's not getting much space to work with.
I tend to agree with that. I think you can imagine a world where Hoyland blossoms into a 25 goal a season striker.
Yeah.
I don't really imagine that out of Xerxes. I think if one of them's ever going to be ball in, pushes his defender out of the way and puts it in, it's going to be Hoyland, I think, of the two. But obviously, they're both a million miles away from that. I think they've got one Premier League goal between them this season, or something like that, maybe 2 or 3. It's obviously not good enough, is it? And I think I saw a stat about just the number of shots that our strikers take, and obviously this is something that gets thrown at Hoyland as a kind of criticism, and I think Xerxes as well. But I don't think it's a coincidence that those two between them have had something like 40 shots in the Premier League, when Haaland by himself has had like 92. I know obviously Haaland makes movement and he finds space in the box better, and he can, like I said before, push a defender out of the way and find space. But I don't think it's like more than double as often. He's obviously been given the ball more often as well. And I do think that is a big issue with the way we sell.
It's a bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah,
they do need to take responsibility for their own movement and getting in the right areas, but at the same time, you can acknowledge the fact that it is systematic for a large part.
Definitely. James Stewart with a super chat. Thank you very much. James says, since we're rubbish, what's your favourite brand of paracetamol? I never buy branded paracetamol.
No, it's the same ingredient.
It's the same ingredient.
Tesco's own.
Yeah, I always think it's a bit of a swizzle.
Anything medical like that I'm taking, whether it be antihistamine or whether it be paracetamol, I actually make sure that I try and buy the cheapest possible one.
It's the same.
Because it's not legal to put any other ingredients in it, so
yeah.
I don't know, because you can get like...
It's quite a boring answer, but...
Yeah, you can get like a...
People like a Nurofen though, don't they? A little Benylin piece.
Do you think that's because of like a warm association with their childhood?
Yeah, maybe. And also I do think there is an inherent thing of like, if it costs more, it must be better.
Yeah.
And obviously when your health is on the line, you're willing to spend
There's
a bit more.
There's definitely been some like psychological trials.
It isn't any better.
Yeah. That's what I don't get,
Placebo.
Because I have the same type of theory towards like even like skincare products.
Yeah.
Because there might be a little bottle that's about 100 ml that's branded and a bit bougie, and it's like 20 quid for it.
Yeah.
And it's got, but that might not necessarily work for you.
Yeah.
Your skin, and you might get one that's off the shelf that's barely unbranded, that's 2 quid, that has your skin glowing.
I'm not sure. I've fallen for the trap of spending a lot on stuff like that, and
I've done it before as well. I don't know. It's like for me, I just try and keep it cheap and cheerful and just find something that works. It's the same with like medication, with that paracetamol.
Yeah.
Someone could use Aldi's own, whatever, and that does the business, and then you could use a Benadryl that's cost like 6 quid.
Same thing.
Although
it looks cool with a little red gel capsule.
Yeah.
Like you're eating something from the Matrix.
Do you reckon it's psychological then?
You probably, I bet you do feel a little bit better
element
because you've invested that money and then you want to feel better as a result.
Yeah.
So there will be a bit of placebo there.
Yeah,
So maybe
and as a full-named Huggy says, placebos do work.
Yeah.
Which is
it is
bizarre.
a real thing.
And you can sort of almost heal yourself, and the headache can go away quick. If someone tells you that's a fast-acting paracetamol, the headache will go away quicker, even if it isn't, than if they just tell you it's a normal one.
Yeah.
How mad is that? Here's a good one, actually. Here's a study that I heard, or I heard someone talking about it, and there was a study where, so there's this gene that some people have, that it is a real gene, where some people just have an inherent, like, strength when it comes to cardio, just generally. So you can run harder, you can run further, run faster over like long distances. Some people just have this gene that helps them do it. They process oxygen and carbon dioxide better than others. They've got a group of 2 people and told one group, randomly, 6 people, a group of 12, 6 people who had 3 people who had the gene and 3 didn't, 3 people who had 3 didn't. They told one group that they had the gene and one group that they didn't, even though both groups consisted of people that had it and didn't. The ones that they told them they had it all ran further than the ones who they told didn't have the gene, including the people in that group who actually did have the gene. They didn't run as far as the people who didn't have the gene who thought they did. So
crazy.
Like, that's just mad, isn't it?
And then Dingy took it as well, Mudrick.
And then Mudrick took the drugs, and then he's run further than anyone else. But just thinking that you can do something, even if biologically you can't do it, might make you run better than someone who can biologically do it.
Was that like that was like a long-winded dissertation about mind over matter, is what you just basically discussed there.
Yeah, there's
basically
similar ones in education where they'll tell a teacher that these specific kids in a class are the high achievers, even if they're completely randomly picked, and by the end of a term those kids will stand out because of the way that the teacher treats them and addresses them.
Mad, isn't it? I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anno8369 says, so what you're saying isn't entirely true. The active substance is the same, or we're talking about paracetamol here, but the binding materials and stuff in the actual pill can differ somewhat, which can change stuff on an individual level. Very interesting. Gaurav says, Joe, read Why We Get Sick by Randolph Ness. I tell you what, one thing I do believe about getting poorly, and I don't know if this is to do with this. From a very young age, obviously, people get illnesses and have illnesses and all sorts. But like being like having a cold or whatever. From a very young age, I've just told myself that I'm someone who doesn't get poorly very often, who doesn't get colds. Yeah. In the last 10 years, I've probably had 3 colds.
Really?
And I'm probably going to get something now that will kill me. But like, I just tell myself I'm not ill. And then if I'm getting the start of a cold, I'll just pretend that I'll just drink loads of water. And I'll tell myself, if I drink loads of water, it'll go away. So I drink loads of water, and the next morning it's gone.
Can you tell yourself Manchester United are going to win 6-0
I'm just going to convince myself that we're going to win the FA Cup.
Getting Joe back on track.
That's your job, mate. I don't know if that is bollocks or not. It must be bollocks. You can't tell yourself not to get poorly.
You're here trying to flex your immune system.
I say that I do have certain conditions, but on those little like day by day colds. Just not getting them. Right, Poopy Snoopy. Poopy Snoopy, which is fantastic, by the way, says, I think we should give Chido Obi Martin a go. Well, that's a great time to ask you, Finn, about Chido Obi Martin. Gone from the under 18, stepped up to the under 21s, I believe, in recent weeks.
Yeah, in recent weeks.
How's that transition looking? What do you think the through line is for him, maybe into the first team at some point this season?
He's stepped up brilliantly to that level. Okay. I think that's what a lot of people were waiting to see. It's all good and well, a 6'5" striker dominating under 18s. So people were waiting to see, all right, well, let's see him against under 21s, and then let's see him against senior opposition. And in his recent performances against Oldham, for example, who are first team opposition, albeit National League, but still the same kind of physicality, and he's looked brilliant. He's looked more polished on the ball, a little bit more intelligent in how he engages in duels and his movement off the ball, and just his general kind of decision making. He's always in the right place at the right time. That's one of the things about his game. He's one of those strikers that will always be on the end of a good chance at some point if there are chances going.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's hard to say still if he could step into the first team, if he could take that jump as well. Just at this point, he's not been training with the first team a lot. He's had a few sessions, but I believe mainly to add some numbers rather than being kind of plucked specifically out of the group to train. I think that will come soon, especially with how he's been performing, but I think it might still be a little bit early unless we're absolutely desperate, which in fairness you could probably say we are. I think starting Kobbie Mainoo in a Premier League match at striker tells you a lot in terms of where we're at with our striker situation. So maybe that side of the coin could be argued that, well, could it be any worse than what we've got at the moment? But for him to be really ready, I'd still give it a few weeks at least.
Surely you must be frustrated, Finn, because obviously for you was on about Mainoo for even way before he came into the first team, saying that he was going to make a massive impact, and then you've been similarly as excited about Shea Lacey, who looked amazing at that level as well, but has struggled massively with injuries. And does a part of you believe, especially now with the trajectory that United's gone on, obviously systematically and with the new tactics and playing with the 2 10s, that it would have suited him perfectly, and if he had a little bit of clean slate of obviously fitness, he might have been knocking on the door of being involved in the first team? Because I feel like you might believe he's like probably one of the best prospects in the youth setup that would have been most suited to the system that we're currently playing.
Definitely, I think he's kind of, as a profile, he's tailor-made for those number 10 positions. He's a winger that really favours going on the inside and picking the ball up in the pockets and running at goal and looking to create. And I'm quite sure that if he hadn't struggled with injury in the last 14 or so months, he'd be well established as a first team player, or at least on the fringes now. Towards the end of Ten Hag's tenure, I know he was in first team training, even more than he was photographed, and he's always been viewed as one of the players in the setup who, not just United but England as well, in that group with Mikey Moore and Ethan Nwaneri, who are now both established at their clubs. And for me and many others watching that England group, he was always the standout, the real clear, that player that you just tune into games, you go, wow. And so it's definitely upsetting to see, and more so for him. You just hope that he can keep his head up, and he's got a good family around him, all from a sporting background, and he is actually going to be back in the next couple of weeks.
I saw he posted recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe have they been a little bit more cautious this time round because
you'd hope so. You'd hope so, but I don't know if they've necessarily rushed him back in the past. I think he's just been really unlucky, and I don't think it serves any purpose to be questioning his future and saying, "Oh, is he injury prone? Is he this player that didn't make it, or is he this player?" I think it's important just to get behind him and support him and hope that he can, get back to his best. And I'm sure in the coming weeks he'll have a chance to string some games together. But
and he is only 17 as
he's
well,
only 17. A lot of players between kind of 15 to 17, 18, a lot of them do have long periods of injury bouts where they're just their bodies are growing and they're just adapting to that. They can get growing pains and stuff like that. So it could be any number of reasons why he keeps getting injured, but all you can do is hope that doesn't continue and that he can get back in the setup, because he does really, really suit this. And I think Amorim would love him. That intelligence on the ball. I think Amorim's talked about players making good decisions, and Shea Lacey's one of those players that will just always make a good decision.
For people who haven't seen much of him, I know you don't like comparing him to other players, but just as a general kind of play style, kind of physicality, intelligence, who would you, not necessarily a United player, who do you think he's like?
I'll give you 2 City players.
Yeah, I was going to say Foden, isn't he?
I'd say Foden and a bit of David Silva, like creatively.
Yeah.
He's kind of, in terms of his mechanics, as like how he moves, it's really similar to Foden,
right.
But he's got far more of a kind of creative mind than Foden, I'd say. I'm not saying he's better than Foden or he's you know, he's going to be as good as him or anything like that. But yeah, stylistically, that's always who people compare him to, and I definitely see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he'd fit like a glove in that right-sided number 10 position. Yeah.
Who knows what could happen, because we definitely need it. Because one thing that I think a lot of the United fans mentioned after the window was United's attacking option are very, very slim. In obviously, we have a bit of a three-pronged attack, and you've got obviously Mainu having to almost like fill the gap of being a 10, where he's performed decently well.
Yeah.
And other than you got Garnacho and Xerxes, it does feel like United have 4 attackers really for 3 positions.
Yeah.
And then people are arguing that Ahmad might even be better in the system when he's right wing back for certain games, but then if you take him out and put him there, then the numbers are even less. And it just seems like we're very thin there for quality, consistency, quality, and just reliability really.
Yeah.
And then people obviously got Mason Mount that can come back into that, and then he's already shown that. Can you really rely on him being fit, and can you actually rely on his performances going back to when his peak days in Chelsea? So it's almost like we're almost looking towards, out of necessity, Carrington, and hoping that someone could probably step up and at least have an impact and provide numbers.
A lot of positions up for grabs.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
and the players will be aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone in the front area, we don't score enough goals for anyone, maybe other than Ahmad, to be like, you're not having my position.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one there that's like 100% safe, is there?
No.
And you know, obviously, if someone like Cheeto or whoever it may be is absolutely smashing it, I think if in this game Cheeto Obi-Martin was on the bench and got 15 minutes at the end, no one would go, how has that happened? You know, we've got enough up front, like we don't score enough goals, so maybe that will happen. Just looking as well, we've got. I'll get the Leicester side up actually, because
do you know what I was gonna say? Obviously, I think like this is quite a big game for Thingy today.
Amrin.
He's had a rough for a player, because he's had a rough few games of late. Do you know what I mean? And I can see already some people have like started to retract their praise. No, not Lenioro. Ugarte.
Oh right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Ugarte has had a shaky couple of games, and already seen people that people that did the same as me. Yeah, people like me were a bit like skeptical of the sign, and I thought he's coming and he's been one of our best players this season in terms of his performance level, and also providing a lot of like energy and legs that we just don't have elsewhere in the team.
Yeah.
And then
it's hard as a new signing at United not to just get caught up in the bullshit.
I was going to say, it always happens. It happened to Maz. Maz's level dipped back to everyone else is dragging him down, and you wonder whether Ugarte's hit that wall now where like the team's performing so terribly, and this quality that it kind of almost leaks into your performance, because that's definitely a thing in football.
I think that's why it's so important that our recruitment should be based around raising the floor and not the ceiling. You think to so many Glazer signings, a lot of them were about signing a big money player who can raise the ceiling of the team and, you know, be that really special. We signed lots of players that could be the cherry on top to a good squad, but rarely put together 4 or 5 players in a window who could really bolster that floor of the squad and bring the general level up. And so I'm enthused by the recruitment, because I think some of these signings, like Adorgu, for example, does do that.
I think Mazraoui and Delict do as well. Massively. Like Mazraoui is, I know he's not been quite at it the last sort of few weeks, but he's the sort of player that just, as a footballer, is too good to ever be completely shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Delict's the same. You know, maybe he's not going to be that Franz Beckenbauer that people thought he might when he was 18, but every time he plays, he does mostly good things and occasionally the odd wrong thing. But he's never been a disaster once. Maybe he will have a few bad games, but generally speaking, they're just technically very, very solid players.
Players who at the very least will be great squad options.
Yeah, exactly, and maybe even more than that. I mean, I don't know whether Delict, why he doesn't play more often the last few weeks, whether it's just I don't know whether it's an injury thing, whether he just doesn't fancy him as a player, whether it's wanting to play other options. Mazraoui's a little bit better on the ball, a bit more fluid, and trying to bring Euro through, but he doesn't seem to fancy Delict every week. But whenever he comes on, you think, yeah, great. You're not worried about it. And I think that's to your point of, you want at least 15 players that whenever they play, you go, this is going to be all right today. And at the minute, we've got too many where you think, could be an absolute stinker out of X, Y, or Z, and we just need fewer of those players. Leicester City, let's go through their lineup. So we've got Hermansen. Thoughts?
He had one of the keeper performances of the season at the Emirates.
There you go. Justin Okoli
Scored one of the best volleys of the season at the Emirates. Remember
Who?
I showed you it, Justin.
Oh yeah, that was good. We've got Thomas, Sumare, Ndidi, El
He's
Canus,
still knocking about.
Dick Cordova-Reid, Ayu, and Daka. Old Patson Daka.
Do you say Dick all over Reed?
Dick Cordova-Reid.
Oh,
Well, what should I have said?
it sounded like something different.
What did I? What?
I'm not going back to that.
Oh, right, I don't even know. I don't actually know what you think I thought. What you think? What I was like. So there you go. No Vardy at all in the squad. How does that make you feel?
A little bit.
That excites me.
Yeah.
Because I could see him getting a goal against us for sure. He's their top scorer this season, and he's not in the squad, which is a good thing, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, I'm just
This
looking
can't
at.
be a good thing.
They've proper got the reading testers for names in it. This Leicester squad, even
They
on
don't
the
make it
bench.
easy, do they?
How do you pronounce Fez?
Wout Fez.
Wild Fez.
Wout Fez. I
Fez.
think.
It's the beginning. It's like the start.
He's
Fees,
got-
feces, isn't it? Fees, maybe.
Yeah.
He's got an absolute shocker in him.
Little
Yeah,
feces in
oh,
him. Brilliant. Obviously, the big thing here. We'll go back through the team and some of their players in a minute. But the big thing here is
Jeremy Monga on the bench.
no, not that.
Oh, is that the 15-year-old?
Who?
Jeremy Monga.
Amazing.
Yeah.
50. Is that even legal? I thought you had to be 16 to play football. How can you play a 15-year-old?
As long as you get permission from the parents and the school. Then you
From his school?
Yeah, you have to.
Imagine the school just says nah.
Yeah.
No,
He's
he's
got-
not
he's got
allowed.
He might be late to school tomorrow if he
Yeah,
plays.
luckily it's a Friday night.
Oh,
If it was a
Friday night.
weekday, if it's a school night, he's not playing.
No.
15 years old?
Yeah, very highly rated.
Well, it must be, because
Yeah.
either that or they've completely lost their minds. He hasn't even got a picture, hasn't even got a face. He's not 16 for another 7 months. What the fuck's going on? He's like really, really 15.
He's
You know,
like
normally it's
actually
like
15.
15 and
You could put his name in
329
lights today,
days.
innit? Jesus.
His birthday's July
Is that
the 10th.
21s he
He's
plays?
not
Or
16
he
until
plays
he's
21s
16.
or 18s?
Yeah, plays 21s for Leicester.
That's absolutely... So he's literally, for the rest of this season, he's 15 years old.
He's not even
Wow.
a first year scholar for 2 years.
That's
in the
exceptional.
under-18s.
When was he born? I mean, obviously I could just work
Is
it out,
he
but just scroll back
2009
up.
or?
2009. He was born after Cristiano Ronaldo left United the first time. That's wild, isn't
That's
it?
actually mad.
That's
do you know what?
absurd.
And he's obviously playing 21s. Well, I feel like whenever a youngster's playing 21s at a good level at that age, they're pretty much shoo-ins to make it. I think Thingy was similar, you know.
Who's that?
Raheem Sterling.
Yeah,
I think it was
very
like,
early, wasn't he?
it might have been before you, but apparently he was at QPR, he was like playing 21s at 14, 15.
United rarely
Do you know what I mean?
push their youngsters that
To do
quickly, even if they could. I think we're a little bit more conservative with, fast tracking young players.
What age
Some
group
clubs
does-
are. Go on.
Wait, I was going to ask you, sorry, what age group does like that Max Darman play? Because he's only 15 as well.
He's playing 21s now for Arsenal.
Yeah.
But he was playing under 18 football at 13, and he
Yeah.
was always the best player on the pitch. So
What's up with him then? Are we getting him?
We're getting him next.
We need to get
He's
him
gone to
next, don't
Bayern with the Arsenal squad.
So is what kind of player is he then? We don't need to dwell on him too much. A 15-year-old plays for Arsenal, but
Yeah.
is he?
No, we do because we take the players.
But is he meant to
He's
be
next on the
like
list.
big? Is he?
Yeah. He's. I've spoken to a couple of people in and around like the England setup and stuff like that, and they say he's like Lamine Yamal level, just insanely good.
What kind of player is he?
He's like an attacking midfielder, bit of a number 10, but can also play on the wing.
So Arsenal have the best under 16 prospect in world football, and we're going to take it basically.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
See,
if we did.
you can't even say yeah and joke about it because you might get Academy Scoop quoted.
Yeah, he might do.
Yeah, true.
That could actually, you have got to be careful.
He's messing around.
Do you know what I mean? Messing
we'll
about.
have to wait and see, of course.
Someone might actually put.
Interesting. We've
That in
got some
quotes.
good super chats here, actually. Juan Martinez says, Joe, if you have the hiccups and you just tell yourself you don't have the hiccups, they go away.
You know that actually works.
It's to do with when we had gills. Your will overrides it. Gill over will. No, will over gill. I've always said that.
I was following that until the gills part. How does that?
Don't really get the gill why it's to do with
Yeah.
gills, but there you go.
But the hiccups thing is true.
Yeah.
I've tried that recently.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
tough.
do. Mine's a variation on that where instead of thinking I don't have the hiccups, I just focus and wait for the next one. So I'll be stood there like going, right, when's the next one?
What,
like
they
thinking,
get- they
like
get
where,
stage fright?
do you know like where the feeling normally is, like sort of around here somewhere? I'm like,
Your
go on then, where's the
diaphragm.
next one? And it never arrives, and then the hiccups have gone.
Yeah, your
So it's
diaphragm gets stage
It's,
fright.
it's,
kind
wait,
of
it's
like
waiting
that.
to catch you out, innit?
Yeah.
It's not coming.
Yeah, it only works if it's sneaking up on you. Coach Zach says no wing back sub and 3 centre backs with 2 goalkeepers is shocking, absolutely shocking. I mean, we've got a wing back on the pitch if we need him in Mazraoui, haven't we? He can play out there if we need to make a sub or bring someone off, so we can shift things around a little bit. Also, Ahmad can play wing back and he's on the pitch. Punch Paint with a super chat, thank you very much. Neo Wolf says gravity is a strong force, brings down the ceiling. There you go. That's the gravity in the Man United team that makes everyone play terribly, apparently.
It brings down the ceiling.
Yeah.
For some reason doesn't affect anyone else, but
No, it just does. Punch Paint again. Bruno's free kicks are like Pink Floyd, The Wall. Very nice. That's good. I mean, their 15-year-old would never understand that reference whatsoever, would they? So that's good. Do you know who Pink Floyd are?
I know a bit of Pink Floyd.
There you go.
Pink
That's
Floyd.
good.
Yeah.
Great. On Sawyer Hartley says, dick all over Reed, let's smash him, rather than dick all over Reed. Is that what you thought I said?
Yes.
Dick all over.
I just love the way he's
And
put
I'm
in
feeling dick all over.
I just love the way he's all over the place in that super jack. Look at the brackets.
Yeah, let's smash him, and then brackets, we will lose. Speaking of losing, obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy is their manager, previous Manchester United interim manager. During the preview, like when me and Jay did it the other day, I made a little bit of a, well, we'll get to it in a second. I made a prediction, because I could imagine a world where we lose the game tonight. And you see sort of Van Nistelrooy kind of like slightly sheepishly going down the tunnel, saying thank you to the few United fans that have clapped him off, even though he's beaten us. And I said, I bet if we were to lose, there'd be some stat come out, because this is how these things work, where it turns out that Van Nistelrooy's won as many games at Old Trafford as Amorim has.
Yeah.
I played the clip, Ethan. This
Probably
is me in the preview yesterday. I'm worried we're going to see like Ruud van Nistelrooy's won more games at Old Trafford since Amorim arrived than he. Do you know, like one of those since Ten Hag was sacked, Ruud van Nistelrooy's done this, and it's the same as Amorim. I don't know if that stat can even exist, but do you know these things just happen when Ruud wins?
Yeah.
And he's actually won as many games at Old Trafford as Amorim has since he arrived. Like that actually might be true. Like I've got a stinking little pit in my stomach, and I can sort of see, and I mentioned this off the bar, Ruud van Nistelrooy walking down the tunnel. The fans, we obviously know that we've gone out, but it's Ruud van Nistelrooy, so there's a certain portion of the fans kind of giving me a little clap off, and he's kind of going, like, sorry to have beat you, thank you. I can envision that face in my head, and I'm worried that we're going to lose. So that's what I said on the preview yesterday, and it turns out if Van Nistelrooy wins today, he'll have won as many matches at Old Trafford this season as manager as Ruben Amorim. That's a disaster, isn't it? He only managed 4 games, didn't he?
How many games?
He's been here for 3 months.
Is it 9 home games that Ruben's had? So
yeah, so he's won 4.
Yeah.
And Van Nistelrooy has won 3
so
as United manager.
Tonight,
So if he wins tonight, they'll have won the same amount at Old Trafford. Are you surprised by how poor we've been since Amorim came in, Ronnie? Or how poor the results have been, should I say, maybe?
I can't say I'm surprised. I think nothing from United anymore does surprise us, especially when it's in a negative sense. But probably thought that when he came in, knowing that he played a completely different system and he didn't have a summer window or time to train, or any like players signed or profiles signed to kind of see what he wanted to play, I did think it was going to be a struggle. And it took 2 games to make me realise that I thought we need to get to January, maybe add a player or 2. We did add a player, not as many as I thought we might, because I think the rest of the season could be a lot of pain yet. So I can't say I'm not surprised, to be fair, because United just have a way of making us upset, don't they?
Sad, isn't it? Just completely given into. There's no pits that we can sink to that shocks us anymore.
It's the same reason why we've signed Dorgu, who's a left back, probably to play left wing back. Knowing he's played a bit of right wing, and then with Amorim's quotes, we're not even sure whether he might even be thrown into one of the forward positions today.
Well, let me read those quotes then. So he was talking about Patrick Dorgu, obviously. He said that he did play very well in training this week. He's fast, he can play on both sides, which can help us a lot in the way we play. He's ready. Of course, he will be a little bit anxious because it is a huge club, but we will help him. We believe in him a lot. So there's a possibility that he can play either side, maybe even in those number 10 roles, potentially. What do you expect him to move around, or do you think eventually he's going to settle left wing back?
I think it might be the other way around. I think right now I'd be shocked if he didn't start at left wing back and play most of the season there. But we've got Diego Leon coming through, and he's going to take a while, young player at left wing back. But I think as we build the squad up, I think we could see him play in a number of positions. But for now, I'd be shocked if he didn't come straight in, because that's the obvious position that the squad has really been lacking is a natural left-sided left wing back. I think back to the goal that got ruled out, where Ahmad and Mainu were combining. Who was that against?
I don't remember.
Was it Brighton?
Potentially.
Yeah.
It happened.
It did happen. And you saw how good Ahmad was combining with someone who is actually... Or how good Mainu was combining with a left footer who can go on the outside. Because none of the wing backs in the squad can, because there's no other left footer. So having someone that can take it wide on the outside and run it down the byline and kind of provide a bit of interchange there and a bit of kind of small space play is going to be, I think, is going to be so valuable. And I think Amorim knows that, and I'd be surprised if he did anything other than start Dorgu at wing back today.
Yeah.
But weirder things have happened. Ten Hag started Mazraoui at number 10, so...
That's true. Was it Fulham, maybe?
It could have been. It's all a blur now.
I know. All the games sort of blend together, wasn't it? I remember the when you're talking about...
Because that was
people...
Because it was a beautiful link-up, and it showed a bit of what we're missing, because obviously Ahmad doesn't usually drift over to that side. He likes to stay on the right side. But as soon as we had that dynamic with a left footer, and then a left footer on the outside, and then a more technical player on the inside, it added another dynamic to our attack.
Yeah, straight away you could see a difference, couldn't you?
Especially with Mainu playing at number 10 today. That's the area of the pitch that he's going to be in. So I'd be really interested to see how they link up, Dorgu and Mainu.
Yeah, and also how we get balls into the middle as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously Højlund needs something. He's not going to go from being the player we've seen for the last sort of 6 weeks to his very best overnight, but we need some steps in the right direction. Do you think Leicester... if we get an early goal, could crumble a little bit today, just because this isn't them. This is our main focus. This in the Europa League are all we've got left, really. Leicester are fighting to stay in the Premier League. An early goal, we might be able to sort of push them aside.
I don't know. I think it's hard to say. I think in current form, we're always going to give a team a chance. I'm not going to pretend that looking at their team, they do have players capable of hurting us. I know Vardy's not playing, but even players like Ayew on their day can be quite difficult to deal with. I think El Kanous is getting a lot of praise recently. He's a talented player, talented Greek player that they've signed. He's probably been one of their best players over the last few weeks. Even on the bench, the likes of Mavididi, who I think is a bit of a dangerous winger. There's a winger that gave us a lot of problems early in the season that I think he tore his ACL, didn't he? But he gave us a lot of problems when we last played him. I know we beat him, but it was difficult. Was it Fatawu? Along them lines.
So his ACL.
Yeah. So I don't know. If we're not switched on, then we could be in trouble, because another thing that we've lost at Old Trafford is that intimidation factor and that fear element, because I think teams almost turn up and put like a +1 in their performance because they know it's an opportunity to take a big scalp, because United aren't quite what they once were.
And it does tend to happen a lot. Even I know we beat Southampton in the end, but even they looked more likely to score for most of that game than we did.
Teams they don't look uncomfortable at Old Trafford, and they should. They should be terrified turning up at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? And it does feel like an Old Trafford thing, even more than just a United thing at the moment, because some of the games away from home, we've looked better and more in control than we have at home. Like, I think the performance against Liverpool was genuinely very good, not just a sit-back and counter-attack. We had basically the same possession as them, essentially the same amount of shots on target. Like, we actually went for it.
Do you think it's the like complacency within the squad where
Yeah, I don't know what it
unless a
is.
team takes it to us and scores early, then we don't seem to have any real urgency about being on the front foot and getting an early goal. So maybe because when we're at Old Trafford we've got that perceived home advantage, then the players just don't have that urgency in them.
It's so weird. You look at some of the recent away games, like FCSB. I know they're not a great team, but completely dominated that game, especially second half. Like they barely did anything. Yeah, we were much the better team against Fulham and deserved to win. Then against Rangers at home, we needed a last minute winner to come back there. I know we were ahead. Brighton at home, very poor. Southampton at home, as mentioned, not particularly good. Arsenal away, spirited, hard-working, good performance. Liverpool away again, good, like we said. And then Newcastle at home was horrendous. Like it is this bizarre kind of, we're almost struggling more at home than we are away at the minute, and that has to stop, doesn't it? You can't just be worse at home than you are away. Although under Solskjaer, what was it, unbeaten all season away from home. A few super chats. Ulrich Jude says, this is a bit of a downer. What do you think of Jamie Jackson's question to Amorim? He's gone a little bit of a sort of on the front foot, Jamie Jackson, in recent months. I would like to speak to him and ask him the thinking behind that, because it is a little bit kind of talking about stuff that maybe is a bit irrelevant. And I don't know, obviously he's been on the channel a lot down the years and we like Jamie, so I'm not going to sort of throw him under the bus for no reason, but I do feel like he has been a bit more kind of trying to antagonise a little bit than he used to. Yeah, so I'm not sure what that's about, to be honest. Paul Gill on the same thing. Jamie Jackson seems like he's attacking Ruben at this point.
Is this a new question that's come out?
Yeah,
there was one
yesterday about Rashford, I think.
Why are they still? Why is it still?
Yeah,
anyone
exactly.
still
I'm not
asking
sure
about
really.
Rashford?
Yeah, I don't know. Why does he seem so fixated? Sorry, on Amorim being wrong about Rashford. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, it is a bit odd. On Sawyer Hartley. What's weirder, Cobby centre forward or Mazraoui Cam?
I'd say Mazraoui Cam. Obviously Mazraoui and Cam.
Do you think
Cobby
played as a striker?
Well, Cobby played as a striker for a lot of his younger years at United, and even for a couple under-21 performances not too long ago. And he's one of those players that can keep hold of the ball, and that's just something that almost no one else in our squad as a striker has. So true. I think it was between under-9s and like under-13s or under-14s. He was predominantly a striker. Neil Harris, a coach who recently left the club, said that he was the best header of the ball that he's ever worked with.
Mainu?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure why he's shocked.
I've never seen him
Mainu doesn't get into many aerial duels, but I feel like whenever he does get into one in the middle of the park, I feel like he wins it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
similar to Ahmad.
He scored a brilliant
when
header in
I
the
think
FA
of a
Youth
great
Cup.
header of a ball, I obviously, like, you can head the ball often, like Harry Maguire. He's great at winning headers, but I don't consider him a great header of the ball. Do you know what I mean? Someone like Falcao is a great header of the ball. Ronaldo is a great header of the ball.
Diogo Jota
is a good header of the ball.
It's people like that where they don't, because they're not big, they don't get loads of headers, but for some reason whenever Diogo Jota does head the ball in the box,
it goes in.
He's great.
Chicharito Hernandez was a good header of the ball, even though he's not going to beat Van Dijk or whatever in the air. But so is Mainu, is that what he meant, as in like his technique when heading, or as in winning duels against other players?
No, I'd imagine he meant in terms of his technique and timing with his headers. We know he's such an intelligent player, so wouldn't be surprised if it was a bit of that.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see a bit more of that. Him, getting on the end of stuff.
I remember, I think it was Leicester in the FA Youth Cup quarter-final. He scored a really important header to win it. I think it was Leicester, one of those FA Youth Cup games. So he's got it in him.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that he's playing high up the pitch. I think that's where a lot of his best work is seen. And also part of the service issue with strikers, I think, is that we're not good at keeping the ball around the edge of the box. You need to have a little bit of sustained possession in the final third for those chances to materialise, and for those passing options, the more delicate ones that you can just slip through to a smart run from Højlund or Xerxes. You need to sustain possession around the goal, and Cobby Mainu is one of those players who's really good at that.
I remember spoken about that so much as well, about how keeping the ball in that final third, and like you said, what comes from that. And also a lot of it, I know we want to believe football is more than just rolling the dice like a video game where hoping you get a critical hit, but what modern managers do is they give you a set of tactics or set of ideas to abide by, and you do them often enough. Eventually, that slip ball through behind gets to someone who can have a shot, and eventually it goes in.
It becomes a statistical game.
It almost becomes a statistical game, which is a bit of a shame. But if you repeat good things often enough, you will get the right outcomes.
Yeah.
Like you said, keep the ball in the final third, have those shots, have those runs, and just do it over and over.
And
again.
you concede less chances.
Yeah, exactly. What's
quite
up with you?
simple.
Sorry, I was just looking at. Ben's kitted out today like he's coaching on the 15 soccer team in the US.
Producer Bet, let's have a look, Ben. Just stand to the side of the camera. I'll describe it so you don't have to come in. So we've got the Under Armour trousers.
A whistle.
Under Armour shorts. Sorry, we've got a shortish sock. We've got a kind of nylon short and a Carramore quarter zip.
And the you can't strangle Under Armour. Okay, fairs. I respect it.
He's been running. He runs in. He runs from his car to here. That's what he's
shit!
doing.
Is how he's getting into.
See, it's that extra kilometre in it. So you get free parking and a little workout.
Better than me, man. Jeez.
Yeah, it's good. People talking about some of the best headers of a ball they've ever seen. Batistuta, Shearer, Closer. Steve Bruce was the greatest header ever, according to Bruno. Chicharito had a great jump on him as well. Yeah, it's a different thing,
Gabriel.
isn't it? Winning headers and being a good header of the ball.
Yeah.
Gabriel, yeah, annoyingly. But I don't even know if he is a great header of the ball, because everyone I've seen him do has been about a yard out. I'm sure he is good, but do you know some people can actually find a top corner with a header? That's Ronaldo. I think might be the best I've seen.
There was Ronaldo used to score headers where if you take a freeze frame of when the ball was played, he wasn't even in the frame.
Yeah, the one against Roma.
Yeah,
where Scholes just sticks it to the back post. Yeah, Ronaldo isn't.
You can't
there.
Even see him till the last minute, and then he's just.
I remember watching that in the pub, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing when that ball went in.
A historic one for Juve.
Where he's up on the and the defender jumps up and the defender's like, why is he through the roof? Yeah, that's crazy.
Hovering.
Those pictures look edited.
Just like that for so long in the slow-mo, isn't it?
Heading it on the way down, basically, as well. It's just so much technique.
And also the technique to jump just slightly before your defender, so that when they try to jump, you're already above them.
Yeah.
And they'll actually lift you up a little bit more, or at least you can stop them jumping.
And it's the way he was
enough
clever
to not be a foul as well.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing.
It's the way he was clever enough not to when he got there, it's not like he kind of
lets it hit him,
hit his head and go into the other corner. It was that is one of the best goals I've seen in his header.
Yeah,
I just when he's slow mo and the amount of technique and ability, that's because I always think it's harsh when people. I always thought Messi is the GOAT, just about over now. I've always been a believer in that, but I have also been massively against this whole thing that narrative people pushed of Ronaldo being all hard work and dedication, not he's got no talent and ability. That is completely wrong.
Sporting, and he was still just one of the most.
And also, it sort of suggests that every player that's not been as good as Ronaldo is just because they didn't try hard enough.
Meritocratic.
Yeah. You think there's a lot of players who try as hard as Ronaldo who could never get close to how good he's been. And also, Messi has tried very fucking hard as well.
It's not like
he just turns up, has some mini eggs and scores a hat-trick.
Every player that's played with Messi has said he's, the same stuff about Ronaldo. Is first in training, last out.
It's mad. It's bang on. Them two being rivals against each other has got the opposing thing kind of not. So it doesn't. So I think Ronaldo's actual ability and talent level gets underplayed because people are comparing it to this magician in what Messi is.
Yeah.
And then because Ronaldo's been has probably one of the best mentalities you've seen from any sports person ever, and work rate and dedication, people don't realise that Messi's actually got a lot of that too. Because Finn said, a lot of people said Messi's also been a bit of a psycho in his career in terms of how dedicated he is and his training and his work ethic as well. Because there's no way you can be as good as Messi has been for as long as he's been and stayed as fit as he has. Without having that as well.
Yeah, of course. But people, like you said, you want to polarise everything, so it's look at their differences and let's exaggerate.
I think so much of it probably just comes from the aesthetics of who they are as players.
But when Messi takes his shirt off, there's still a six-pack there. It's
not like he's not an athlete.
Fat, is it?
And he's, especially when he was younger, he was rapid.
Yeah, he was
so fast.
Fergal McClements with a super chat, thank you very much, says really nice having Finn on. He's been very insightful. There you go. Nice of you.
Pleasure to be on.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming on. down. Paul Gill said, Finn, keep up the good work. I don't need too many.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously do send your super chats in if you want, but, you know, if it's just going to be about Finn, then I'm probably not going to read them anymore. No, it says, Finn, keep up the good work, bro. Great lineup today. Yeah, keep up the good work for sure. We've got 5 minutes to a kickoff, so we're going to need some score predictions. Get your score predictions in the comments. Scoreline and scorers, as always, of course. Even if you want to leave a little sentence in there, what the flow of the game's going to be like. Are United going to control it? Is it going to be a back and forth, smash and grab? What's going to happen? Finn, I'll start with you. How does this game go in your head, and what's the scoreline?
I think I'm feeling positive tonight. I think I'm hoping for a stress-free night where we finally capitalise on a bit of early energy and positive play. I think we'll get an early goal, and I think it'll end up being 3-0 United. Yeah.
A lot of empty seats today we've seen in Old Trafford. Is that a Friday night thing?
I think they'll just...
Potential. I think
sometimes they take ages to fill out
till
right to the last minute.
Ethan just said classic there. Like United don't have the highest average attendance in England every single season.
When's the last time you've even been St James's Park, mate? That's what I thought.
Shorts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'll get into some of the comments. Killer3 says 3-2 United. Jack Tank, which if that's your real name is just a fantastic name. I'd love to be called Jack Tank.
That's actually, you know what?
Sensational.
Not to go back at Ethan again.
Oh, you're going to though, aren't you?
Like, listen,
not
bro,
to, but I will.
No, what? Not that I didn't love it, but why do you hate Arsenal that much? Do you know when you were watching the Newcastle game yesterday?
Yeah.
It seemed like they were playing with like some absolute hatred towards Arsenal for no reason.
Do you know what it is?
Is it just?
No, I think it's more than that. I think it's because Newcastle are desperate for a rivalry, and they've tried the whole. We're United, not you, and United fans didn't care. So they're like, oh, let's do the stay humble thing instead. So someone will hate us. So we're not just irrelevant. That's what it is.
You had so much
desperate for a rivalry, aren't you?
You had so much aggro in that against them.
Yeah, they weren't ready. And no one knows why. Ethan himself, I don't know if you can hear me saying, I've no idea why. It's probably you're probably right.
Why?
Oh, why?
So last season, when Willock had the ball out of play, supposedly, and we scored, do you remember?
Right, yeah.
Fans said the ball went out.
So last season, Arsenal wrote a letter to the referee saying that Willock had the ball out. Right.
And it just exploded from that.
It just exploded from that.
And also because he whined every time you beat him.
Well, was it the people of Newcastle thinking writing a letter was witchcraft?
Oh,
is that what it was?
And another one. And another one.
I'm only joking. Ethan's really good at writing letters.
Is Arsenal fans act like they already own Isak?
What?
I know that.
I'll be writing that, mate, on your behalf. Anyway, T to the Izzo says Finn's mum spam in the chat. Yeah, I think it was all those nice comments. That is not. Not,
She's got 17 different YouTube accounts.
Which is, I think that's right. That's only right.
Yeah.
I never got to Jack Tank's prediction.
My mum never says anything nice.
Says 5-0.
She just occasionally.
She just says hate comments.
She slags you off. I just don't read.
Now you occasionally see Denise Brown, Ronnie, stop swearing.
Oh.
That's the only comment.
That's what mums are for.
What she says.
Yeah, keeping you on track.
I don't know, Mike. I've not even sworn. Huh? Berg. Oh yes.
What was that?
Yeah, Berg. Yeah, she put Burger Ronnie. Don't know what she meant by that. I think it was talking about burgers.
Ronnie.
Yeah. I
like that. Still working out what that means. You never asked her.
And then asked her if she watched it, and she said, "Oh, for a little bit." So I'm like, "You tune in to like drop a comment."
She's like logging into a YouTube account to get a comment down. Burger Ronnie and that.
Burger Ronnie.
Dan C, who comments a lot, says 2-0 United, Hoyland ×2. I'm up for that. I'm very much up for that.
Yeah, it'd be good if Hoyland bagged.
Yeah.
Just for a bit of confidence, get his season started again.
Yes.
You know.
Did you give your score prediction?
I don't like doing score predictions.
Well, you have to.
Alright, because I have to.
Why don't you like doing them?
Because I never get them right.
Yeah, but that's alright.
That's quite defeatist.
It's not, yeah. You'll get this one right.
I'm going to go for 3-1 United.
There you go. I like that. I like that a lot. We've got loads more predictions in the comments. And Solskjaer has won it. Says, if we score early, 4-0. If we don't, 2-2. I could see something like that. Ruud van Nistelrooy getting a warm reception from Manchester United fans there, as you can imagine. In the that's the south stand there. Have you ever sat there? low down on that side, or low down either side.
I haven't sat. No.
Yeah.
It's like there's so much curve to the pitch. When the play's on the other side, you literally just cannot see what's going on. It's amazing how the manager
madly straight in it.
No, it's amazing how the managers can like see everything from that position, because you're almost like,
how have they got the
pitch
lineup wrong?
It's horrendous.
Because they might actually. That's what I said, because of Amorim's penchant to play
Why would he do that, though?
wrong-footed.
Yeah, they're predicting that.
Apart from when
Dorgu
Malacia
could
plays,
play
because
on the
Malacia
right.
doesn't have the technical ability to play on the right side, so he just has to play on the left.
Maybe I'll eat my words here, but I would be shocked if Dorgu's not on the left.
Yeah, we'll see. Has Amorim mentioned anything? And it looks like
he's right.
Dorgu is
Right wing back.
Wow.
Has Amorim mentioned why there's no Bayindir? Is he injured? Picked up a problem. What does that mean? Pick up a penguin. We've got some. Actually, my score prediction. Mine was very similar to that. As United come up with some wacky little kickoff glitch here. Look, we've got like 8 players on the left hand side.
We're just going to hoof it along anyway.
Back to Onana. We're probably going to chip it up to the left wing here, aren't we?
So
there you go.
Well, that was genius.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, we've got the ball in their half, but it feels like we could have done more with that.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with a 2-0 score prediction.
Oh my days!
United.
So.
What?
Okay, so it is Amorim and his love for the wrong-footed wing backs.
He does like it.
He does. I'm a
little bit surprised. Yeah, me neither. Got Yoro on the right as
well.
To
be fair, all the stuff about when we get a left-footed left wing back, that's, to be fair, it comes from us, the fans. I don't think Amorim said that much about how he needs a left-footed player there. So.
And it's surprising as well. The thing that surprised me more isn't really that Dorgu's on the right. It's that he wants to see more of Dalot on the left.
Yeah,
that's the thing that surprises me, because I feel like Dalot just doesn't offer much in the final third at all.
I do really like the passing options you get from a wrong-footed wing back.
Yeah, me too. He didn't even want to give a foul.
He waited to see how hurt he was.
Given that exactly, because he stayed down, so he must have kicked him.
Early little contribution from Dorgu there.
I mean, it is a foul. But get it wrong quickly.
This is what I don't like.
Don't take your time to get it right.
I don't like the wrong-footed wing backs in terms of like how easy it makes the full-backs to press. From an angles perspective.
Yes.
So, do you know what I mean? I feel like surely they'd be more comfortable on their stronger side.
Yeah. The option to go down the line.
Max CSW with a super chat. Thank you very much for your super chat. Thank you to all who have given super chats tonight. He said, just heard one of the embarrassing stats that Joe was talking about in the preview, because like I said before, these things pop up when bad things happen. It took Roy Keane 4 years to lose 4 home games for Man United, and we've lost 5 of the last 7. Here's another stat: Jose Mourinho never lost 5 home games for Man United. That's mad, isn't it? Because I saw a stat of like how long it took each Man United manager to lose 5 home games, and Amorim's was like 9 home games, and then it was like Solskjaer, Fergie, whatever, and then Jose never lost 5 home games.
Only know you love her when you let her go.
Remember there was a stat for about 7 years where Jose didn't lose a home game across Porto and Chelsea.
Yeah.
He didn't lose a home game for like 4 or 5 years or something. In
Liverpool had similar, didn't they?
Yeah.
Anfield.
Yeah.
Would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice. Yeah, we'd do a good home run. I mean, I guess it was all right under Jose, wasn't it? Yeah. The fact that we didn't lose any. We didn't lose 5
strong home
in 2
form,
years.
probably poor away.
Yeah. The opposite of Solskjaer.
Yeah.
It's still mad that we went all season unbeaten away from home, isn't it?
That's
crazy.
Does it count? No.
Why would it not count?
Because the fans aren't there.
Yeah, it's still away. Yeah, but it's still not your dressing room. Longer coach journey,
the fans,
different pitch.
It was literally statistically proven that away form across the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
Vastly improved during COVID. So it kind of
I'm not going to disagree with that, but here's what I'll ask you: how many other teams went unbeaten away from home?
That's true. We did it better than others.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to count it.
You do have to give.
It's not the same as a normal season.
Yeah.
I'll give you that, but it's still good.
It was weird that away form just was massively better.
But then also, why wasn't our home form as good as our away form then?
That's a weird part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think our away form was terrible. Our home form was terrible.
I mean, results-wise, we were doing all right,
Third,
weren't we?
Yeah, we were good.
Remember that?
No,
We were good
not
at
really.
football.
Zray Gupta. Anyone feel that the camaraderie is more intense? In the few positives we have had, celebrations have been ramped up, and now the message to Leicester on the shirts. Amorim knows what he's doing, slow and steady. I would add to that as well. Was it the Liverpool game or the Arsenal game, or one of the games anyway, where even the injured players turned up and watched? That was good.
Yeah, I think you can tell that Amorim puts a lot of focus on bringing together a dressing room and creating, you know, a really strong sense of connection.
Yeah.
Because you can't be successful without it.
No, you can't.
And we've definitely missed.
That's a shit past that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
a bad area as well.
Come on, Lenny.
Hold on.
That's good defending.
Yeah, just got enough presence there to stop him. DIY Motors with a question for Finn. Are the under-18s and under-21s playing Amorim's formation, or is it going to be new to any academy players when they get to the first team?
At the moment, they haven't completely switched over. There are times where we play in a back three, but that's normal of any back four. You know, you're sometimes going to pick up a little back three in possession, but no, they haven't completely switched over. The under-21s, some games it's been weird. They've played like the first half in a back three and then the second half in a back four, and I think over time, I think we will transition so that the age groups are aligned in terms of how they play.
Yeah.
But again, I think it goes back to what Amorim says, where it's not so much the formation that is the be all and end all. It's about the principles of play and, you know, the finer details and kind of tactical fluidity.
Yeah. And even the more fundamental things than that we've struggled with, the work
basics.
rate, the that's a good touch. Is that Daka? Back to Ayew. Good strike, well read and sort of predicted by Onana though. His sort of trademark taking 3 steps before the shots hit. It meant that was quite comfortable, because that could have been a bit of a worrying shot otherwise. Ayew first time there, decent strike. It's weird he got the ball there. Was it between between Maguire and Euro? It seemed like there was just a very narrow avenue for him to get the ball. I think it was Daka, and he managed to get it. Bit of a warning sign. Not that we need.
We've got to be awake.
We don't need warning signs, do we? We know we're shit. We know anyone can score.
I've been wrong on all of my predictions, so it is Mazraoui left and Euro on the right.
Yeah. And Dorgu on the right. I watched a compilation of Didier Drogba bringing the ball down from Petr Cech's long balls earlier today.
From his what?
Petr Cech's long balls.
Yeah.
Must have been warm.
And Drogba just taking him on his chest. Unbelievable. Honestly.
Cinema.
Perfect ball control.
Yeah, backing into a man and just taking balls.
It's what you
want to
see, isn't it? You don't see enough
fantastic
backing
stuff
into men these days.
I'll be honest, to get that, finding that on a search engine now might be a little bit worrying. If you do it through
it's Ronnie's last
window.
search.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually.
That's not that kind of thing on Baddy Hub, man. I can't believe I'm giving Baddy Hub a shout out on this. You know what I mean?
Today we're sponsored.
That's not a foul. Dallo there. What is it on his wrist? Is it a sweatband, or is he like
it's
covering
tape, innit?
It's just tape. What's that about, Ronnie? When
Drip.
players just have a bit of tape on some limb or another, only on one side. Is it superstition, do you think? Is it?
Sometimes you just have dodgy wrists. And also,
No, but it wasn't structural. It was. I think it's cosmetic. That. Do you know any players who have had like
I don't
superstitions or stuff like that?
Good defending from Dorgu there.
Is that big?
Huh?
Superstitions.
Not really. Some people just maybe like it as an accessory as well. But all we are doing is just guessing, you know. I don't know.
But I mean, when
there's
you
a lot
played,
of focus on pitch these days.
How much superstition was there in the dressing room? Is it rampant?
Not really. Not massively. Maybe some.
I feel like it's probably more common at the higher levels, because you get just strange characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they've got stuff to like hang on to. Haven't they? People with like not changing the boots and stuff.
I guess they're more detached from society, aren't they?
Yeah. Was it Dave? I don't know if it was true, but there used to be a rumour that David Beckham only changed his boots when they lost. So for when we're on a winning streak, he wouldn't change them, and then they'd lose and he'd get a new pair. I don't know if that was even true, but that's what was being told around the playground in Worksop in the year 2000.
Why are you hanging around playgrounds for?
I was also at school at the time. So I'm not in workshop playgrounds now.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. Ehurg says, love the solidarity with Leicester from the players in the warm-up. We missed that at the time, but I've seen it since.
Love that from
Dorgo. Oh, good tackle.
That was needed to be a curler, surely.
I know, yeah.
I'm not sure why he went for a driven, like.
Yeah.
That was just a Bruno little whip. Maybe he didn't believe in his...
I hate how Adidas couldn't be bothered to design separate goalkeeper kits.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's basically ours, isn't it?
I think it is identical.
Yeah. The one that their keeper's wearing. Yeah. We did a little "Stay Strong, Leicester" written on the back of the training kit.
So nice. Yeah, it got reported it was like early that it was an ACL and MCL tear.
Yeah. Both of them.
And then someone. So then that's what I've responded to. Then it was like he's torn his cruciate ligaments, and then the technical doctors they were saying the MCL is not a cruciate ligament, it's a collateral ligament or whatever, something like.
Great.
Do you know, along them lines.
Just who cares?
So what are you on about?
He's done his knees.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, he's fucked. Shit that though, innit?
Yeah.
Both knees as well. The last one wasn't as severe.
Oh.
No, the knee injury he had like 18 months ago was the other knee. And it wasn't as severe as this one, but he was out for a few months, wasn't he? But it's not this knee, so it just shows that it's not like a pre-existing weakness from that last injury or whatever. United just keeping the ball a little bit. It's gone quite slow this 10 minutes.
It's been flat, I think.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Friday night,
is it? We're always a little bit flat.
I was hoping for a bit of a freaky Friday, but
where we turn into a better team overnight. Do you think Yoro's going to be starting week in, week out? What have you made of him so far, Ronnie? You were keen on him when you first signed him.
I think he's been fine. It's just he's a very very young for a centre half. So
Yeah.
There's always a bit of that.
Yeah. I think he's been quite good overall, though.
Yeah, you take away the Southampton performance, and he's been good. He's been solid.
He has. Yeah, go on, Ahmad. Yeah, that's a foul.
Jesus. We are boring in it sometimes.
Yeah, we are. And it's like when we play in the Europa League against worse teams, we can hold the ball high up the pitch. We look good for like large portions of the game, and then we play against like Premier League level teams, and we just hold the ball here, like just that
Very
middle
deep,
third,
isn't
and
it?
we struggle to put like when teams press us. I know Leicester aren't but they're pressing pretty high up. You know, they're pressing us as our defenders.
Oh, yeah.
We just can't get the ball in their third, and that didn't feel like a foul. That was harsh.
Thought he got away there for a second.
Yeah,
I think he won the duel.
Yeah. Yeah, we just struggle to keep the ball high up the pitch, and then Hoyland etc. just don't touch it. El Canoes. Not been the best start for Van Nistelrooy, has it? 3 wins, 1 draw, 8 losses in his 12 games.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tricky environment to go into, but he won't be happy.
No.
On his way to the champ. People were like, "Oh," when he got rid of Steve Cooper, but I don't know. Things haven't got massively better since him.
No. It was a bit early though, wasn't it? I think a lot of people thought they went early on getting rid of Cooper.
Yeah.
He's a good manager, Steve Cooper.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Did he get Forest
with the board?
Yeah, he got Forest promoted. He was the
great
manager in the Championship. Yeah.
Well, he
And they
was
kept him up.
Was he not the manager of the England under-17s that won the World Cup?
With
Sancho and
I think he
Foden
also
and
became
all
quite like high up in
the FA,
the English setup.
Do you know he used to manage Ronaldo?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I was under 14s, yeah.
Oh wow.
Liverpool under 14s.
What's he like?
He was good.
Yeah. Is he a good communicator?
Yeah, he was a really good gaffer. But I'm not gonna lie to you, all the academy gaffers I had were good. There's a lot of good coaches out there.
They say that the actual best coaches, not necessarily the managers, but the best coaches are actually in the much lower age groups, because that's where all the coaching happens.
Yes, and they make their way up. It's like I was gonna say, pretty much every gaffer that managed me when I was and a youth academy player have gone to first team football.
Yeah.
Like some of them got big jobs. Obviously, Michael Beale was another one that managed me, and then he got
now much higher up.
he went
isn't
QPR and
Yeah.
Rangers, Gaffer. Even like Oldham, Pete Wild, he became the actual Oldham first team manager. I think he's gone to another team
Yeah.
in League One. And then you've got even Linders,
Well,
Pep Linders, who was assistant to Klopp
Yeah.
as well. Was a 16 under 16s Gaffer.
Oh, wow.
Where did he get? Is he gone? Is it
One of
Salzburg?
the- yeah, one of the Red Bull clubs. Although
Red
didn't
Bull.
he just
He got
get
sacked, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's the natural progression of a lot of the coaches, isn't
Yeah.
it? They start off there and then
Well, I think at La Masia they try not to promote them, even if they're
really good.
Yeah, because the idea is that, well, the most important developmental years are the kind of younger teenage years, so then they want to keep the best. So the ones at the older age groups won't necessarily be the best coaches.
Yeah.
There's kind of
That's
not
slightly
that linear
gutting though if you're
progression.
one of those coaches.
Yeah.
You're so good, we're not going to promote you.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, I watched
It is
a
tricky,
documentary about a sushi restaurant, and there's a bloke who, for 10 years, all he did was wash rice.
Yeah.
And you think, like, at some point, I wouldn't mind
But it's
actually,
paradoxical,
like,
isn't it?
slicing the fish and
Yeah.
making this and serving it. And it's like that same thing, like,
Suffering from success.
you're so good,
Yeah.
we're actually going to keep you managing the under 13s, you think?
Yeah.
It's like it's like with Adam Lawrence for the 18s as well. And he talks about the job he's done with the 18s. It's like he will eventually become a first team manager somewhere. That's
Yeah.
just naturally what happens usually for coaches. Not saying you don't know when or for who, but
Well, you think back,
you might do.
McKenna was doing a similar job
McKenna.
just a few years before, and now he's one of the most sought after managers.
Do you think he could?
Who, Lawrence or
Adam Lawrence?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think his huge strength is man management and communicating. When you go to one of the youth games, you can hear every single instruction that he shouts out, and all the players believe in what he's saying and seem so kind of tactically tuned in to what he wants.
How much interaction happens with 18s, 21s gaffers with the first team managers, if any, really?
I think there's dialogue through an intermediary, so it'll be Jason Wilcox or Nick Cox who kind of pass on the messages in terms of how they want them to play and which players are. I know Darren Fletcher does a lot in terms of actually deciding which players are going to make the transition and come into to training and stuff like that. But I think there's quite a lot of
Go on then, keep it in.
Yes!
Good.
Doggo
driving into the box here. Who's on?
Oh,
Unlucky.
He looks quite two-footed.
Yeah.
He's
a little bit of pace there when he needed to.
You didn't think that was going through, did
He couldn't risk it fully, could he? Because if he got it, he'd have to track back.
He's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Went for Ahmad.
Yeah. Unlucky.
That's all right. He's getting on the ball a lot, which is encouraging.
Yeah.
That's the situation where you're pacing down that side and it's like, oh, I'm wing back, but now when I'm crossing it, I'm on my weak foot.
Yeah, but that's
on the other side, he might fizz that across.
Yeah. So it's like the passing as a wrong-footed wing back. It's much better if you're on the ball deeper because you can play the kind of longer inside balls. But if you're actually in the final third, you're less effective.
Yeah. That's where he wants those 10s running
a little bit wider than Ahmad was there.
Yeah, and making those runs in behind so they can square it back to the edge. That's what Mainu and Ahmad do. But they're playing on the inverted side as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. At some point, someone's got to use the strong foot and get the ball in.
Has Hoyland touched the ball yet?
Don't worry about that. It's not about touching the ball.
It's about taking part.
It is about taking part. Yeah.
They tried their best.
Let's go and win that.
One
touch
touch.
for Hoyland so far. Yeah. Almost 2 there though. So 1.5.
It's one way to get yourself back into form, innit?
Yeah.
Spectate on the pitch.
How old do you think Jordan Ayew is?
It's got past
33.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah. Feels like he's been around for like 20 years.
Yeah.
It's because he had an older brother.
But he's only 35.
Andre Ayew.
He's only 35. So, like, I feel like when I was watching football in the early 2000s, he was playing, but obviously wasn't. I guess I don't know. Just some players feel like they've been.
Are you trying to say his age isn't real?
No, what? Not only is his age not real, he's actually been playing professional football in front of our eyes for 20 years.
Are you trying to say he's older than he is?
I'm absolutely not saying that.
He's older than what's reported.
46.
I'm not saying that.
Murky waters there.
I've got no way to prove that whatsoever. I don't think that.
Neither does he.
Oh dear.
Go on. Good.
Here's
3,
some touches.
4,
5.
5.
He's done all right.
6.
Release it. Nice.
He did well there, Hoyland.
Did well there.
6 tupled his number of touches as well.
Ooh. What a player.
Nice.
Is that not a foul, ref?
It was a foul. He's given it.
Yeah.
Good.
Positive.
Is that a new ref that's just spawned? Who's he? New ref loaded. They've just released the new refs. The new ref update. Who's that? Who's this guy? Who is that?
It is the
Buzzcon.
EFL Cup. They usually switch up.
It's not. It's the FA Cup.
He's gonna have
Who is
a default name. Watch. They always do.
Michael Salisbury.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
They always have the most
Yeah.
English name in it.
What's the most
it's so
interesting name of a referee?
They don't have them.
Mark Clattenburg.
That's not
But
bad.
again, that
But
sounds
even
like
Clattenburg sounds like.
yeah, it sounds like a country hall, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Welcome to Clattenburg Hall.
That probably exists.
Probably does. Yeah, there's not a lot. Oh no, we're going free. Let's do this free.
It's like the two first namers.
Ahmad,
Have a shot.
edge of the box. Go on, like straight over for
took
a
a little
corner.
bit too long.
No, what's his name? He doesn't ref in the Premier League anymore. Stopped reffing about 3 or 4 years ago. Brown hair, really dark hair. He's got a bit more of an interesting name. What's his
So
name?
interesting, you can't remember.
Yeah, I know. Let's have a look. People I know it. Not Kevin Friend.
See,
That's
his
one of the
name's-
best ones though.
It's like Andy Madley the other day.
Kevin
It's
Friend.
like surname Madley does a bit different, but it does sound like a pub in it or something.
Yeah,
No,
it does. Yeah. Kevin Friend.
They go Madleys.
So good.
Bruno still stepping up for the corner here.
Oh.
the names.
Yeah, Lee Mason.
They
I think
do.
Ahmad's waiting for
Craig
this.
Pawson.
They do love a double first namer as well, innit?
Yeah.
Mike Dean,
Yeah, Michael
Oliver.
Graham Scott. Go on!
Oh.
Yeah.
Weak foot again.
Kevin Friend is my favourite one.
Is it Andre Mariner?
Andre Mariner, that's who I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Bit French sounding.
Yeah.
Go on then, Ahmad.
Replay.
Roll and flip.
Dorgu with a bit of a, I'm going to say hit and hope a little bit there.
Yeah,
On the
but
right peg.
could have been worse.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
Have you seen any of the Could Have Been Records episodes from Drewski?
No.
I haven't.
No.
I do like Drewski, but I don't. I just see his sort of
Skits.
stuff that goes really viral on
skits,
Twitter.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like watch his channel.
Who's this?
Drewski.
You recognise him.
You'll
if you
recognise
saw
him if you see his face, 100%.
Is he American? Or?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen like the gifs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit better from United though, last 3 or 4 minutes. Go on and win that. Go on, yes!
Dorgu's been really positive.
Yeah.
this half.
Been proactive, man.
Good
I feel like he grew
good
into it as
pressure
well.
there
You
as
can
well.
tell he was a bit nervy at the start.
Yeah,
but,
some of his first touches are a bit beautiful.
Well done,
Mazraoui.
Mazraoui there.
see the natural tendency when you're playing on the side that's not your strong foot is to be facing inside the pitch a
Yeah.
bit square rather than going forward.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I don't like about it.
I guess maybe he wants that, I don't know. Yeah. That's a foul. Dorgu drawing the foul there.
Everyone's doing obviously gone into a bit of the plaits and the dread style now, but they've started with the thing where they have part of the hair faded first before it. You know, and
I thought he had a headband on to start with.
Nah.
But it is just like a.
It's a new wave of like apparent hairline maintenance. So like, so you keep your thing rigid and like straight there, and then just start the
style a little bit further back.
Yeah, if you ever think about getting your hair plaited and that, man.
What would you do if it came in, you did the watch-along next week and you sat down next to me and I had
Well,
your exact hairstyle?
I think
think we could.
I think it'd be cool, and it wouldn't be appropriation at all.
It would be cool and it would be fine. Yeah. All right then. I'm up for
Do
it.
it.
No, I don't.
You
think
would
I'd
no
do it.
longer look like Samaras.
No, I'd look like what's his name from Spring Breakers, wouldn't I? You know, have you ever seen that film? What's he called?
You'd look like Adele at Caribbean Carnival. Is what you look like.
Adele. Yeah, I'd have the bikini on as well.
Yeah.
The Jamaican flag bikini. Just that'd be a good Halloween costume, actually. Me as Adele going out to the carnival. What's he called in that? I can't remember his name. From Spring Breakers. James Franco. That's what I'm thinking of. Do you like playing on a Friday night? Get it out of the way?
Yeah.
Or it ruins the entire weekend?
The thing is, I don't like playing on a Sunday, so Friday means you're probably going to be on a Sunday. Not a fan of that.
Why don't you like playing on Sunday?
Not Sunday. I just feel like Sunday I'm already thinking about the next week, and I don't want to be thinking about.
What's your dream kickoff? Is it Saturday 3:00?
No, weirdly Saturday evening.
What, the 5 p.m. piece?
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I don't mind a little fiver. What's your favourite kickoff of the weekend, if you can pick?
Saturday 5:15.
Yes, absolute banger, innit? Absolute banger.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't like a Saturday 12:30.
Yeah, you got the Megs and then you didn't get the cheap.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it's a good pass that. It'll be a shot here for Leicester. And the angle was just too tight by the end. He decided, I'm going to be shooting.
You see it? What I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, the little like
starts earlier.
Little welcome mat before you get into the house. I like that.
A welcome mat is such a perfect way to describe it.
Just sort of guide you in.
It's a welcome to the hair.
Yeah, welcome to the haircut. Please come in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that a recent? Is that last few years then?
Make sort of brush your feet off.
What's it called? Yeah. It's nice that.
It's because like people naturally would have like me. I've had this hairstyle since I was like a kid. But the new thing is people fade it in first before it because to try and like keep the
lower
hairline,
I guess.
Or like to try and or to make it an easier transition when if they ever decide to cut it off.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
For example, someone like me, if I cut my hair off, a hairline would actually have to be like manufactured for me almost.
Yeah, rebuilt from the ground up in a lab somewhere.
The barber would just have to decide.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
When's the last time you had short hair?
When I was 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. When's the last time you had it not kind of in a style? Have you ever had that? Just like let loose?
COVID.
COVID.
I went to school a couple of times like that.
But you've always had like quite long hair then?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Have you always had long hair?
No. Not, only till like early to mid 20s. Like 6 years, 7 years.
I can't.
Most of my life I had sort of short hair.
Be honest, innit? Did you get a social uptick when your hair was longer?
Well, no. No, I don't know actually. I don't know. I grew it when I had a girlfriend years ago because I thought now's the chance. I'm locked in. You can't leave someone because they look like the hair's like in a middle.
And yet she
length.
did.
And yes, she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
She left me. Yeah, big time. So more fool me, eh? Copy Manu fouled. Not fouled. Wow, awful. Yeah, she left. I thought I had a vision that was Luke Shaw playing then. That would have been good. Do you think we'll ever see him play for United again?
I hope so. At least give him a little send off.
The issue with Luke Shaw as well is, other than the fact that he's injury prone, is he's definitely struggled with his weight since the injury. And he does look to have that natural slow metabolism body type.
Yeah, he's never looked like a natural athlete, has he?
Yes. Well, your concern also is when he's injured so much, he looks like he needs to play his way into shape.
Yeah.
So my thing is, when he does come back, he looks like he's always a bit heavy.
I do think it's a bit harsh how everyone focuses in on the fact that he's back when the international break is. Like, there's got to be some.
He's not. Surely he's not going away with England.
There's also been a
no
thing where
way.
he's been
That's a
injured.
foul.
He's been injured 6 times or 5 or 6 times when some version of the new Call of Duty has been released. And it would
he's getting injured for DLC. At
and
this point.
it would seem like a massive coincidence.
Just a couple of new maps.
And it's the reason why
Season 2 of Warzone, and
it's not a far-fetched conspiracy because he's meant to be like a huge, like Call of Duty gamer as well. So then people have like put the 2 and 2
But
together.
surely, I mean, no offense to him, but footballers have got plenty of hours in the day where they're not.
That's why it
at
doesn't
work.
make that much sense.
Yeah,
but it's just
he
kind
can
of
still
funny.
play Call of Duty 5 hours a day and do all of his United duties. It's not like he's working down a mine.
Yeah, but
12
maybe
hours a
he
day,
likes
is it?
to snack the wrong things during his Call of Duty sessions.
Squashes and that.
it's only a little bit doable if he's not playing Arsenal the day after. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, Monster Energies until 6 in the morning and stuff.
We started to up the tempo of our passing a little bit here.
Yeah.
Playing a little bit deeper in
Just wanna
Leicester's
see
half.
those passes through the.
And then it's
That's
something
the-
like that
the
from
low-
Dalot.
that's the
What
low-
even-
What
is
who
he
did he even
thinking?
think he was passing to there?
That's a Dalot special, you know.
That was nowhere near anyone.
The square pass.
At neck height. Like that was just, even if that goes straight to someone, it's impossible to control. And there was no one even there. And that's a good cross from Leicester there. Corner to Leicester. That's what happens when you have a moment of stupidity on the ball, and then everyone's running back and defending on the way back to their own goal, and it makes things just twice as hard. Just idiotic from Dalot there.
This debut from Dorgu, I think he looks bright. I already see he's going to be good. And it's one of them things where, you can also see at the same time where the squad's performing at such a bad level that it's not an easy team to excel in. Do you know what I mean? It's like it feels like a team where you've got to make a lot of your good performances on your own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Rather than like it being a good unified team performance
you're not standing
where
on the shoulders of anyone. You've got to do it yourself.
Yeah. Like it's the performances that are very isolated within the teams. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if the team's playing well and flying, it's much.
Oh! Bouncing at ball.
gonna
The
snap
corner bounced on the 6-yard line there. Anyone could have got on that. Not cleared away. When the ball's bouncing like that, something's gone wrong on it. It's just gone through everyone. Mazraoui does get a bit of a header on it.
Extra time and pens? Or is it just straight pens?
No extra time. And penalties.
Kukunki's not on the bench, by the way, is he?
No. Heaven is, though.
Yeah.
Do you think Heaven might have taken Kukonki's kind of spot in the squad?
I'd imagine so, yeah. Just because he's got a little bit more experience. Although Amorim has
It's not a foul.
spoken positively about...
Pass Ahmad.
Kukunki.
Pass it to him. Ahmad's there. Oh.
Beautiful. Come on, Ahmad.
1-2, Mainu. Oh.
I'm not going to... I thought
Too
Mania
much.
was Dorgu then. Yeah, got the same trim of it there.
When they played it inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's cancelled.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
There you go. Is that Ndidi? No, it's Sumari.
You're both cancelled.
Remember when Ndidi? Yeah. Remember when Ndidi was like linked with the move to United for like £70 million when they were in the Premier League before?
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever serious, but and then
I think at one point he
was really
dominated
highly rated for a while, wasn't he?
interception and tackle numbers.
Yeah.
In the league.
Yeah, he did. It was
He had
like
quite a sudden
Wan-Bissaka
drop-off.
and Ndidi.
It was always them two,
at
wasn't
the
it?
top of the list of most tackles in the season.
And then Camavinga when it was the European ones.
Yes.
I always forget we almost signed him as well.
Yeah, we wanted him, didn't we? Was it 20 million they got him for?
Yeah.
Something like that. You know.
The rumour was that we basically didn't because of the opportunity for Ronaldo when that came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it was,
I didn't
from the way
realise they were
Fabrizio
linked.
was reporting it at the time, it sounded like it was, there weren't any clear obstacles, and it would have been a bit similar to the Euro one where he'd been flirting with Real Madrid the whole time, and then...
Was it Rennes that he was at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a fantastic setup.
Yeah.
Where Matisse Tell came from.
Yeah.
Suleiman and that lot.
We really do, I don't know, we really do struggle with the build-up.
Yeah, we do.
It looks like such a chore, innit?
Yeah.
Especially centrally. So much of it just goes out to to the flanks.
And it feels like every time someone receives the ball, they basically don't know what their next pass is going to be until they've already got it, taken 2 touches and waited for it to happen in front of them.
Yeah, none of it's natural.
It don't feel
intuitive,
natural or intuitive at all. And players don't have space, and it's all just like, I'm going to get it, and then take another touch and look up, take another touch, look up. Okay, there's something on now, I'll pass it. Yeah. You don't feel like you're watching a team that really has a plan before they get the ball. It's all reactive. Leicester have got a free kick here, 30 yards out on the touchline. Deep,
Very
right
deep.
to the back post. Too much on that. I'll go out for a throw.
I'd keep that in. Oh no, fuck it. Stay there.
Shocking cross that, really, wasn't it?
There's never going to be a stay there situation with Delo.
No.
Do you know what's like when you play what is a winger in a football match and you find yourself on the other side when the winger's on the other side and he's just go. There's not really much time to run across the whole pitch. Let's just stay for a second. Doggy was like kind of signalling that for a sec, and then Delo he just blankly ran.
Just sprints back
over the pitch because that's Delo.
Because he's got to do what he's been told to do.
No, I think his thinking's kind of like restricted.
That's not. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, obviously, but
it's
a little bit harsh.
I think he's a straight line thinker, innit? He's my guy.
Sometimes you need a bit of that. Well done, Yoro.
He was telegraphed though, innit?
Yeah.
The defender was already.
Come on.
We never come out of those.
Half.
We never come out of those
No, we
with
don't.
the ball.
No, we don't. Good block that, because it's fucking lucky that. Well done, Yoro. He's done 2 or 3 really good things in a row there, Yoro. Winning headers, good passes, stepping in, good pass again. It's good that. Go on. Find him, go, pass it.
He had a chance there.
He did.
Fucking hell. It's too slow now, and then it comes. And then this is not where
Doggy makes it running behind there, and it's literally space down the wing to pass it to. And he didn't fancy it. That's a good ball.
When he cut in there, did you ever think that like
anything was
It was
going to
going
come
to be
off?
like a great whipped cross to one of our strikers. Go on. Dorgu, 1-on-1. Down the outside.
He's really got a right foot on him.
He's
completely
more than
comfortable.
happy to use it,
Yeah.
isn't he? Yeah. So yeah, it's always good to see that someone who's just up for, like, I've seen him use his right foot more than I have Anthony since he arrived. In 36 minutes. Yeah, it's good that. Just the defenders don't know which way you're going to go. Right, corner to United. Come on, let's get a goal. First half. I think we've only scored, what is it, like 5 goals we've scored in the first half of games all season. Something ridiculously bad.
It's annoying because Amarim's first few games we scored in the first minute.
Yeah. It's a decent cross. Straight to the keeper though. Ooh.
Keeper almost fumbled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Maguire just absolutely clattered him.
I mean,
not really, but
just a
he
little.
almost did it himself.
Ooh, I'm very close. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That up there.
I reckon if that goes in,
I don't think that's a foul.
I don't think that's actually enough to be a foul.
No. And he didn't give it, and there's no VAR, so
true.
He would have had to have changed his mind just because it went in, which he might have done, to be fair. Good block, and again, no. Go on.
Lost a lot of those, innit?
Yeah. Little 50-50, bobbly,
Just
kind of
loose
half
balls.
jewels. Yeah. We do it all the time. Just a little bit flat in it. It's a good pass.
I feel like we're always so
See
late.
that there, like,
we're always so late with the press.
Yeah. It's so easy, that.
Don't foul.
2 easy passes, and they're on the edge of our 18-yard box. Good header.
Good header.
That was a really good header. Yeah, he's on. Forget Bruno's playing deeper. We need to see a bit more of May.
Have we had a shot on target?
Don't think so. Have we had a shot off target? Have we had any
Yeah,
shots?
it was Dorgu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's sort of swing of a leg.
Did Ahmad have one? block.
Yeah, he did from a corner, whatever it was. Yeah, I don't think we've had anything on target. We never do though, do we? Just need to try.
Ahmad wing back.
Yeah, or just for a minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just the movement off the ball is just not good enough, is it? Come on then.
Looks like for the moment they're actually staying that way with Dorgu in the right 10 position and Ahmad wide, which is really interesting.
Yeah, just rotated it. Don't know what he's seeing there. It's a straight pass as well.
Yeah.
Asking a lot.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yara just massively overhitting a pass there. I think he must have thought Hoyland was spinning off in behind and he actually dropped short. So by the time he made the pass, he missed him by about 35 yards.
Yeah,
Still just those misunderstandings across the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it just leads to such a disjointed, flat way of doing things, because it's not even like you're getting behind, you pull it back, oh, we've missed the shot or we've been tackled. It's just we just get it wrong and we make the wrong pass, or the run isn't right, and so we don't feel like we're making mistakes. We're just misunderstanding what the rest of the team's doing. It's like they don't know what's going on. It's just weird to watch. Like, you see teams who are so bad, not bad, but so average on a technical one individual level, who look really well drilled and like they understand what the manager wants and what their teammates want from them. We've got players with good technical quality-ish, and they never look like they know what their teammates are about to do. There's no
cohesion there.
It's like every day they get a new brain put in. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. We've been playing together for 6 years. Like Bruno and Dallo down that left-hand side. They must have played 120 games with each other.
Yeah.
There's no obvious connection or understanding of each other after all this time, is there?
No.
And it's the same across the pitch in so many positions. You think you've been playing with each other for years. Some of these players, where's the link up? Where's the understanding? Fucking hell! Free shot here for Ndidi, and it's in. There you go. Ball bobbled around as it decoed over Reed there. 1-0 Leicester. Literally just what happens every week. This is just what happens every time we play. We look alright for 10 minutes, never do anything, the game goes quiet and the opposition scores. Absolutely ridiculous. Once again. And I don't even know how that ball's ended up going in, to be honest. The ball gets cut back to Ndidi 10 yards out with a free shot. Ugarte, I think he gets sort of dispossessed. He tries to scoop inside and doesn't get it at all. It's a good little knock. Great cut back to Ndidi. And then from there, what happens? Onana saves it and it just fucking hits Dickard over Reed in the head.
It's a little bit unlucky. But
It's fortunate for Leicester, but they cut us apart and get a free shot.
Euro's got to do a bit
out.
better, and then Maguire's got to cover a bit better. He's not really.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
fucking that. How it bounces back to him is good fortune, isn't it? But it's the free shot 12 yards out from Ndidi that causes all the problems, and from there anything can happen. And Leicester have scored. Great. Thoughts, Ronnie?
I just think when we've been pressing Leicester, I think we've been very reactive as well. I will like when I watch good pressing teams already closing the space down by the time there's passes there or the options have been closed off.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of pressing with United where the players are already through and it's when they've already passed it to the players that they've gone, and the distance is always too big.
Yeah.
I just don't think we press very well, and then also we don't really build up too well as well, which is, I'm not gonna lie to you, two of them problems is a bit of a big one.
Yeah, they're quite major.
Yeah, when you combine those two.
Yeah.
Like you said, Ronnie, the amount of times players, they sort of look like we're pressing them, but when you actually look at the ball holder, they were never challenged. They could make a pass without any collision, out any pressure.
Like they're being pressed.
Yeah. Like the amount of times players just pass the ball through us and really don't have any sort of resistance to it, except us kind of almost getting there as they're passing it. Free kick to Leicester. Again, probably 35 yards out along the line of the edge of the 18-yard box. cross about to come in from Ayew. Probably get a fucking another one, won't they? Right to the back post. Is that Dorgu? Mazraoui nods it away. Shit time to concede as well.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think we get back into it, but it's such a lifeless performance again, and I think it's becoming too repetitive.
Yeah. This happens most games, doesn't it? We just look flat, especially first halves.
What has happened though? Because in the first few games after Amorim came in, there was energy injected into the squad.
Yeah,
it's just flat.
I know. I don't get it.
Everyone.
I don't know.
So depressing.
It is. You run out of ways to analyse and describe and
try and like rationalise what's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
nothing rational about it.
No. Is he a shit manager? No. Are these players all this shit? Obviously not. Leicester are below us in the league. We look bad against teams from other divisions that are nowhere near the standard of the Premier League, and we struggle. Like Rangers at home. I know we were the better team on the night, but going into the 90th minute, it was 1-1. It just happens all the Southampton at home up until for the first 70 minutes, they were the better side.
I guess it's all environment, but what does that mean?
Yeah,
it's just like
it's a little bit lucky there, but that's what happens when the ball comes straight back out. But from the position he's in, there's not a lot Onana can do except get something on it. Indeed, he's literally got a completely free shot from 12 yards out. Fucking hell, that's a bad pass from Dorgu.
This is what, but look at that. Look at the angles that the wing back has.
Yeah.
Whenever they've received the ball, it's always.
You got to play back into the centre of the pitch, haven't they? Or go backwards. Get your thoughts in the comments. Fucking hell. Joe Finley says that we're in a relegation battle. Luckily, this one doesn't count toward that.
FA Cup relegation.
But, I mean, this is a team who is in a relegation battle. Currently 1-0 down, half time. Van Nistelrooy beat Leicester 5-2 last time we played him. Although he's their manager now, so they get that. I don't know how it works. They should be beating us 5-2, should they? I don't quite understand. Yeah, I mean, Finn, just another depressing first half from Man United. Very little life whatsoever. What do you make of that?
Yeah, like we said, it's just completely flat.
Yeah.
There's no urgency and movement off the ball that you want to be seeing in terms of players making positive runs and providing support. Everything is just flat, and you need someone to be kind of on the pitch spearheading the performance. You've lost a huge leader in Lisandro Martinez, who's someone who can rally together the troops and inject that bit of urgency, and it's just not happening. Everyone looks deflated and disjointed. Like you said, there's no kind of obvious chemistry or connection between these players, despite some of them having played together for years. One of the only positives I can take from that half is that Dorgu's looked pretty positive on the ball. He's had some bright moments. He's got up the pitch, exchanged with Ahmad quite well. Well, I think even Ahmad's been a little bit off it, who's usually brilliant. There's no obvious way to kind of break down what's happening, because it's a bit beyond belief, to be honest, just how poor it is.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it, Ronaldo? Like, we're just looking at some of the raw numbers of the half for anyone who hasn't seen it. Or like, United have had 2 shots, 0 shots on target. Leicester have had 4 shots, 3 on target. Just generally across the board, not much happening. 6 shots in a half of football is a low shot half of football. But when you're the home team against a side that is in a relegation battle, even if we aren't, to have no shots on target is just poor, isn't it?
Do you know, I don't know, there's not much more to say. It's been like uninspiring. It's been so slow, like boring, no quality, so like languid out of possession as well, man. I'm so we're so bad with pressing.
Yeah.
It's like every time I see a player press, it's after the player that they're intending to press has already received the ball and they're 10 yards away.
Yeah.
It's always just reactive pressing where we're about a second late. Players of that quality, it's too easy to play against. And then you've got, he likes these wrong-footed wing-backs, but I think all it does is cut off the pitch on both sides when they're receiving it. And I think the wing-backs under Amorim are usually very easy pressing triggers anyway, because the build-up has so many problems, and you've made it worse. I just feel sorry for the Patrick Dorgu, who looks really bright in moments, who's a young role player, who's having to come into a United team playing as badly as they are, as someone that's a left back who's playing on the right side but as a winger, who's been kind of thrown in to play as a right wing back, where you know every time you receive the ball you're going to have a Leicester player at your ass, and your natural tendency is just going to have to be able to already play inside or play backwards, because you're not going to take on your back foot because it's not your strong side. And I think that's part of what's a huge problem with the way that we build up as well, and it's kind of showing that over-reliance on Lisandro Martinez. And it says a lot when your best progressive passer, especially when it comes to the build-up, is over-reliant on your 5'9" centre-half and his left foot. So I don't know, there's so much wrong with the team, and then you don't really have Mainu influencing it much as in that left 10 area. You've got Ahmad, who's been erratic at times, and you've got Hurling that can't get a touch to save his life. I don't think I've seen Bruno do anything.
No.
I think Lenny Yoro's been alright. Patrick Dorgu's shown a bit of how he can be decent, but I feel like he'll just naturally be dragged down to the poor level of the United team anyway. There's absolutely nothing about United right now that I can be positive about. No. Really,
I mean, just like you said, they look like there's no cohesion whatsoever. They don't know what to do on the ball. Someone made a good point with a super chat before. Brad Painter said, "I think the players overthink it. Every time we win possession, we restart with the centre halves. Mainu had 2 chances to play quick and didn't." I don't know whether because Amorim's kind of told them that we don't have to play this really quick through the lines Ten Hag style, that almost sometimes when there is a pass on, we pointed out a couple of times when Ahmad could have played it down the line to Dorgu, he didn't, and Brad said the same thing. It's almost like they're so scared to look like they're this transition team that Amorim doesn't want them to be, that they don't play the ball forward when they do have the chance to. You think you can't just never play it forward, because that's how you have 2 shots at all and 0 on target in a half at home against one of the worst teams in the Premier League. You can't never get the ball forward because you're too scared it's going to be this Ten Hag style. I think Finn's going to cross over the camera in just a second, so that's all right. Come and sit back down, Finn. We need to get through this together. Russell Hope says, "At home we are zombies, away we are warriors." Yeah, I don't know. I felt it the other day at the game. Went to the Palace game, and you do just feel the first 15 minutes or so they kind of have a little bit of fight and a little bit of movement, and you think, okay. And then as soon as it's like they go, "Oh, this isn't working. We haven't scored." Something like we're never going to score, and the whole demeanour of everyone changes.
I feel like it's performative when we do look like there's some energy to the team. It's like they're playing how they think they should appear to play. Yeah. They're not playing because there's a kind of cohesive understanding between everyone and a desire to win and create these attacking opportunities. It's like they're almost acting.
Yeah,
you know
they're role playing as hard-working footballers. Yeah, when really, like you said, when it comes down to actually doing the things you have to consistently, more often than not, they look like this. Yeah. There are short spells in games where they make the runs in behind and they play it, but it's like they're pretending to be. Yeah.
We've done that now.
Yeah, so. Let's pretend to be Liverpool for a game. Yeah. Let's act like we're Liverpool players.
It's
like
almost more annoying because for a little bit it looks like they can do it.
Yeah, and then whenever it gets remotely difficult, whether that be lose a bit of confidence from missing a chance or not an inability to create chances or the opposition scoring, it's like we go, "Oh my God, we were only messing about. We're not really any good. Let's just go back to long balls and basketball type football."
Petr Cech's long.
It's just not right, is it?
For me, I'm not sure. I think we're going to struggle to win games for the rest of the season the way things currently are. Yeah, unless there's a drastic improvement. I think we've very much got a lot more of this to come, to be honest.
Yeah.
because this isn't just an aberration right now. These are consistent patterned performances that we're seeing.
It's the
even
norm,
in the ones where
they're not exceptions anymore. It is the norm.
Even when we've gotten results. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're having our Chelsea moment. You know, when they was it like 2022, 23, where they just lose every single game. I'm hoping that's what we're having, and that, you know, we're going to come out of it with a stronger squad and start being able to build something. But it's just depressing.
Yeah, it is. We've got a few super chats. Burnside is back, said the single most depressing 45 minutes I've seen. I mean, it's the stiff competition for that title. Looks like a League One game. I'm genuinely destroyed. Yeah, the general standard of play across both teams has been a sort of Championship League One kind of game. Yeah. It's just really shit. It looks like 22 players who are bang average, doesn't it? There doesn't seem to be any outstanding talent anywhere on the pitch, and Leicester have just been a little bit better than us.
Somehow you make someone like a Kobbie Mainoo look like an average footballer.
Yeah,
you know
I don't understand it.
This is someone starting for England in a Euros final, and he looks bang average. Not because of him, but just because of everything around it.
Blade234 says 3-man definitely leaves the midfield. So 3-man defence, leaves the midfield so open. Dire stuff. Osama Keradine, apologies if I've mispronounced that. Why can't they be brave and put the ball forward? Passing back to let them reorganise and then making it more difficult for us. I understand, obviously, it's not, you know, we want to control the game to a certain extent in terms of possession, but this is kind of, we had this debate a while ago, and there's many different types of possession. We at the moment are exhibiting the worst type of possession, which is no end product, no point, no damage to it whatsoever.
Possession without intention.
Possession without intention, absolutely, and that's a huge issue. Like, was it the other day? Nottingham Forest had like 30% possession when they won 7-0. And you think, it doesn't matter really whether you have the ball or not, it's what you do with it. I understand having more of the ball, and if you've got that direction, well, there's your perfect combination, because you can get in behind over and over and over and over again. But at the minute, it's like we keep the ball a little bit, but do nothing with it. It's like we don't know what to do. And, you know, even if you're not quite getting to grips with what the manager's asking you, surely just from you've all been playing football for 15, 20 years or so, as human beings, you have a rough idea of what it takes to get the ball into the box, or to go past your man, or to see a run and slip the ball in. Like, isn't that a little bit instinctive to any of them? Maybe they're overthinking it so much that their brains can't work it out, but I just think summer football should still be a little bit instinctive.
You'd think with the wages they earn and how highly regarded they are in the wider kind of scope of the sport, these basic things should not look so difficult.
Yeah.
Some of the decisions just make no sense.
It is just bizarre. Daniel Abraham, watching paint dry is more exciting than this. Give it to Mikey, says, why can't you just say it? This team stinks and there is no redeeming qualities among them. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think everyone in the team is just awful. But it might be. Maybe it is. Steve Doyle says, pretty simple to a man, gutless, easy W for all. Yeah, everyone who comes to play us does get a bit of an easy ride. Apparently Garnacho is warming up, which at least will inject some kind of directness.
Hopefully forward. I've not really made many forward passes. He said I don't know, man.
He is one player who will always get on the ball regardless of the situation. He's always going to get on the ball and play forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what you know you get from Garnacho.
Anonymous people with the super chat, start fining players for poor performances. I mean, in a roundabout way they do, because a lot of players have performance bonuses, they have Champions League bonuses in their contracts, they have, like, essentially if you play really well you earn more money, so they in a roundabout way are fining them already for bad performances.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know, there's almost not enough accountability regardless. I guess there's probably just lots of complacency within that squad, you know. No one's taking accountability.
But you look at the team. I don't if you can freeze that, Ethan. I don't know if we can just keep on that. Most of these players are 26 or under. It's
becoming a younger team, isn't it?
And I'm not trying to have a go, because when you watch them, it is complacent. It does look like that.
Yeah.
And like they can't, we've done it. But like most of these players are Hoyland under 25, Ahmad the same, Mainoo, Ugarte, Dallo, Yoro, Dorgu, all of them are under 25 years old. And if you look through all of them, except maybe Mazraoui, they've barely won a trophy between them. Certainly not at the top end of football, league titles and Champions Leagues. So it's not like we've proven ourselves.
Yeah.
We're amazing. Casemiro, you can understand why he looks like he can't be ours sometimes, because what's he got to prove?
Yeah.
These lot should be trying to busting a gut to show you.
In the grand scheme of things, they've done nothing in the game. And I do worry because on paper, you've got 5 or 6 young players there with tons of potential who could create a spine of a team that goes on to win big things. But if they spend too much time in an environment like this, where we're not used to winning games and not used to being on the front foot and being a kind of tactical, a cohesive tactical vehicle, then they're going to pick up bad habits, and they may not develop into the players that they could be because of the environment. It's not conducive to creating winners and top level players. And I'm worried that the longer the environment kind of stays like this, then even if we do have a great set of young players, they may not kick on.
No, it's sad. And I think people always just assume that a player becomes what they are destined to become. But there are many different versions and timelines that create very different players.
It's almost far more likely for them not to become what they could become.
Yeah, exactly. Elliot with the super chat. We drag ourselves to the opposition's level always. Coventry, Newport, Southampton, Leicester. Yet we can pick it up against City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. That's a good point.
We make it so hard for ourselves.
Yeah, we do that. Whoever we're playing against, we're roughly their level. I know occasionally we get battered, but typically we just, we'll sink to your level and we'll rise to your level.
I guess that does tell you almost categorically that it is a psychological thing, isn't it? If they, if you show that you can perform against a City or a Liverpool or whoever, and then you come down to this level against the opposition, then it's psychological.
Yeah,
that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it has to be. Nick Collins, I'm all for supporting Amorim sticking with a 3-4-3, but he needs a plan B. Tactical failure to change cost Ten Hag his job, and it'll cost Amorim his. Ananthu says Ahmad has been shit for 6 years, even at right back. Blimey. Joshua Woods, Ahmad. Sorry, Dallo. I meant to say Dallo, not Ahmad. Sorry, I read that wrong. Joshua Woods says pray for the TV. Connor Nay with a big super chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, that Nutella that they're just put in Old Trafford is getting an absolute roasting. I wonder if they've left the old broken one next to it, so I'm going to throw something to boot. That'd be good. Connor Nay, thank you very much for your super chat, and thank you for all the super chats that people have sent in. Shame it's in such frustrating circumstances.
Who's come off for Garnacho?
Might be Dorgu.
Oh, it would be a shame if it's
probably Probably Dorgu, we're thinking.
Probably will get some.
I'd hope it would be Dallo, to be fair.
Let me just read Connor's chat here, sorry. 2 left-footed players on the right who want to go inside, 2 right-footers on the left who want to go inside, no width variety, no forward passes, we play worse every week. I was so optimistic when we came in, but now I don't know if he's the guy.
Dorgu.
People doubting Amorim already, there you go.
I think that's a shame that Dorgu's coming off.
Yeah, it might be a fitness thing.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, Dorgu off for Garnacho. I guess, like I said, Ahmad's probably going to drop into the right back area.
I don't get why you'd keep Dallo on here. I don't see what he's bringing.
No, it feels like he's barely touched the ball. A little game of pass the parcel going on behind the camera there. It's interesting to see how Leicester play for this second half. The longer they stay in the lead for, do they sit back and almost allow us the pressure that we've been unable to create for ourselves? That might benefit us a bit. But if they just keep playing how they have done, I don't see where a win's going to come from for United. Especially,
it's on us now.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we haven't even made our big mistake of the day yet, whatever that's going to turn out to be. The goalie letting the ball in straight from a corner, or a penalty being given away, or whatever.
On.
You got a little lemonade.
I'm not having any more of that. You just
keep it.
It's just United, innit? They kind of make you
turn to vice.
You know, man, making it seem like I'm gonna roll up my sleeve.
There's many levels of vice. Maybe just a little cigarette in the studio. That's a lovely turn from Højlund there.
Come on.
And he got fouled as well, which slowed him down. Go on, Rasmus. Go on. Unlucky.
Decent,
I'll give it. At least he's going for
decent
something.
positive
There.
play, man. He needs to play on fees more. He's not very good.
Great from Lenny Euro to play that ball through as well.
Yeah, it was. That was better there, Hoyland. Again, couldn't quite get anything out at the end of it, but he's turning, he's pushing his man, he's driving forward. That's what we need, a bit of energy.
It's a simple enough move. It just took a bit of courage and a bit of, just attempting it.
Yeah. Amrin must be so frustrated, Yeah. Just these last couple of months must just be
the only issue now I've got is there's a type of fullback Garnacho struggles with. It's just really the physical, quick types.
Yeah.
And he's up against James Justin. He's very much strong, physical and aggressive, and Garnacho never gets any change. It's like situations like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Obviously, Euro poor execution, but it's more likely to happen because he's receiving the ball in a situation where if he was on the right side,
he can open
he'd
up.
be a little bit more comfortable to open up. Do you know what I mean?
Angle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the angles.
And he's trying to play it like open with his foot going across his body almost there.
Yes.
Yeah, it needed a left foot pass really, didn't it?
That wasn't bad from
No, it wasn't Hoyland. That's a foul.
But we don't press like that. Do you know what I mean?
No.
We're that bit of like bite and aggression.
No, because he's not much in that really, is there?
Thomas. I felt like Thomas was like a youngster that broke through from about 4 years ago. What happened with him? I swear, was he not like 17 when he
scored
first
a very
appeared?
early goal, I think.
Yeah.
Not sure if he's done much since, but
been a mainstay at least, I guess, for a fringe Prem club.
Oh, that's a shit pass that. Luckily got away with it there, Mazraoui. I mean, he was getting pressed by two players at once there, and he underhit the pass. We don't seem to know what the pass after the next one's going to be.
They all just look confused.
Yeah. Do you know when you're playing pool, and when I play pool, I see the pot I want to go for, and I hit it as hard as I can to try and get it in.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens to the balls, I find the next one and I pot.
Yeah.
And then when you play against someone who's actually good at pool, they're putting screw on it. They're like lining up for
thinking
2 or
about
3
where
shots
everything's
ahead.
going to land.
We play football like I play pool. Every pass is just, he's on, pass. And then the next person goes, now what do I do?
Yeah.
There's never, what the fuck?
Shit.
There's just never any foresight to any of it. And so everyone's taking 2 or 3 touches more than they need to, and everything just gets slower and slower and slower all the time. And you end up having stuff like that. It's unbelievable from Dallo, but
I'll piss off.
Gone out.
It's a poor pass from
It's
Ahmad,
just
though.
like, pot, right, now what?
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. No fluidity whatsoever. When's the last time we made 3 first-time passes in a row, do you think? Is it this season even? No, it's like 1, 2, 3, or a little flick round the corner, square ball, goal. It just doesn't happen.
I just want to cry.
Everything's just 3, 4, 5 touches.
Go on, Ahmad.
Fucking hell. I'm actually going to look out for that. The next time we play 3 first-time passes in a row, that's an awful pass.
Give the ball away like 3 times in a row
Ahmad needs
now.
to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, he does. He's not been a poor from Ahmad today. All the time in the world there. All the time in the world. Ran forward 20 yards into our half, and not one player got within a yard of him at any point. Look at this. Time.
So standoffish.
Time. Fucking hell. We don't know what to do at all, do we? It's like the players look like they want to cry. Now what? What's he going to do now? Lucky he got fouled there.
What are we doing?
Yeah. They don't know what to do they? They don't know what to do at all. Nicholas Walker with a super chat. Bruno doesn't function in this team.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think anyone functions in this team.
I wouldn't even call it a team, to be honest. No one functions and it's not
I
a
think
team.
he's one of the. Oh my god.
We're losing this game. I can't see a way where we win this game. We have to have 2 shots on target at least. Actually, no, we can get 1 and win on penalties. Okay, now that's the dream, innit? Joshua Bowater says, I like Amorim and don't want him to abandon his core principles, but you can't be too stubborn to make adjustments to suit a different league or
I
players.
don't think he's not making adjustments. I just think that the players are shit.
He played Kobe Mainu up front the other day.
Yeah,
he's making adjustments.
He's doing plenty of little tweaks.
Yeah.
Like we're playing a lot of the time. We're playing in a back 4 in possession in the build-up. He dropped Bruno into the back 4, which I actually really liked against Palace. Like he's trying a lot of different tweaks. They're just shit players.
Yeah. Did you see what happened there, Ronnie? Foul throw got given then against United. The amount of foul throws that happen that don't get given.
Most throw-ins.
Yeah. And for some reason he's fucking giving that. Come on!
Ball bouncing.
Kinel, both of them letting it bounce between them in the 18-yard box. This is just fucking sad.
We got out our half yet?
I don't think so. Another underhit pass. Luckily, the fact it was underhit almost helped Ahmad turn his man there. Every time we have the ball, there's 2 Leicester players on us and no pass on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. He does well there, Mainu.
Go on.
Mainu clips it in.
It's a handball.
Oh. I love that though. They always have the camera still looking at a replay when something decent's happening.
Mazraoui?
He had time.
Struck it from 35 yards out there.
It looked like there was a handball in there, but I don't know.
I'd like to see how we got into that position.
Maybe it was a pass to Hoyland, disguised.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't know, it looked closer to that than a shot by the end of it.
You know, just an hour. No, what we've got 45 minutes to go.
Something what playing for United does. Maz doesn't even have a fade. I was struggling.
He's given up.
A bit. You know what I mean? Just boom, City.
That touch was so shit. It actually took the ball past Ugarte there. Oh!
Hit it out.
Well done. Good. I thought Mazraoui sliced that into his own goal there.
Why couldn't he have took Delo off and put like?
I don't. That's a bit of a weird decision.
Put him left.
There has to be a Dorgu legs thing. You'd think.
Could be, but it looked like he was keeping up just fine, and he's been playing regularly throughout the season.
I'm just more worried about the fact that he was all right, and it's like, what does he play like the next time he plays? Is he a bit nervy in his actions? A bit more? Is this gaffer going to take me off at half time? That's just my.
Hopefully,
feeling,
it was
especially with
discussed
before
the game. Then.
Oh, an extra couple of yards on that. I mean, then what would it have been? Hoyland 3-on-1.
Garnacho.
Oh, did he? That's on. Yeah, well done.
But yeah, where's the movement off the ball? It's just completely
really
static.
We don't really do that.
It was a matter of time before.
Leicester don't even have to press us.
No.
They just hold their shape and they know we're not going to move.
Yeah.
And we end up just making the
Do you know what's the worst part
ourselves.
is when we become more stretch and that, they actually have a semi-dangerous bench as well.
Leicester.
They've got the likes of Mavididi and Buonanotte on the bench to come on. You know what I mean?
Bench than we do. Jeremy Monga. I wonder if they will give him a debut.
Probably. When they're 2 or 3 up, they will.
They'll want to be proving a little pathway to him as well.
Go on, Garnacho. Good lad.
See, this is what we want to see.
Into the box. Come on.
Go on.
Where's the ball?
It's a decent pass. It's just Maine's
well
got 2 men on it. And it's like we need another third runner there on the edge of the 18
2 or
something.
3 players.
Yeah. You got 2 players in the box and that's it. Good run from Garnacho though. But that's the
He running behind him, was it like a dribble?
He timed it and knocked it in space, yeah.
That's a nice pass.
And that is
Come on.
Come on then.
Too much.
Yeah.
Can you keep in?
A bit more. What?
Hey?
Someone injured? Is it indeed?
Grow up.
Oh, are you fine now? Cool. What? What even hurt? What's up with him? That was literally just to stop us getting the ball and attacking again. That wasn't it. Completely made up. That he's not even holding anything. He's not. There's nothing at all wrong with him.
Oscar worthy.
Yeah. Is it Winks coming on? Yeah. Brilliant. George Halls, what's happened to my club? I'm so sad. Yeah. We all are. It is ridiculous. Harry Potter says, we've got the most toxic fans, back the manager and team. I mean, I certainly back the manager, and I think these players in the team were very good, but I can't back the performance today. I can't do that.
There's not much to back.
The performance has been awful. Apna, Bidu, King Eric. Not bizarre. We've given Amrin too much leeway for his setup. Too slow build-up, wrong-footed wing-backs, horseshoeing ball, and trapped midfield. Fucking hell. Isn't it weird that every top manager in Europe actually was a shit fraud the whole time?
Yeah.
All it took was coming to Man United to expose it. Jose was, all that stuff he won at Porto and Chelsea and Real Madrid and Inter. That was the trick.
United is where their actual level
and we
comes
exposed
out.
the fact that he's actually shit. Same with Ten Hag, same with Van Gaal, same with
all we need. Do you know what we need to do?
What?
We just need to hire a good manager.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it is.
I know. We just can't. It's annoying that we keep hiring such shit managers.
Yeah.
Trond. This is so uninspiring. This must be the shittest 45 I've ever seen. I don't think the worst thing is it's not.
The thing is, we say it
actually
every week.
Isn't. I know. It's really bad, but we've been way worse. Look at this. It feels like it. Everybody looks devoid of happiness, life, and plan. By the way, love the show. Thank you. Cheers. Ryan Pitt, Dorgo on the left, Ahmad on the right. Get it done. Dorgo has since gone off. Nicholas Lotter. These are the exact players that played City off the park in the final last year. This is on the new manager. Brilliant.
What?
You're right.
They'd always isolate one game or 145 minutes, because I can also say these are the same players that
finished 8th and
that were
got the last manager
games.
sacked.
Yeah, well, that was terrible as well. And then picked out one of the. This is the same team that lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace away.
Yeah.
But they isolate one match where we actually did well against us and say that was
the club that won the treble in '99.
Yes, yes.
It's on the map.
This is the same team that went. Was it 1 or 2 goals down to Newport County?
Hammer him out.
Yeah. Jibak with a good question. What's the way out of this? We can buy max 2 good players or 1 or 2 squad players in the summer. Plus 1 or 2 squad players in the summer, so maybe 3 or 4 in total. Let's make sure Leicester don't score. Decent crossing. No, Ahmad's got that. That won't get us from here to Europe. We need more.
It could do.
It could do. Yeah, go on, Finn.
I think people underestimate the difference 3 or 4 of the right signings can make on a team. Chelsea went from being completely miles off it. They were pretty much in our situation. It's only taken them about a year to change their fortunes, and now they look quite competitive again. Obviously, they're not the finished product, but it can just be, a talismanic signing like a Cole Palmer alongside a few good squad options that make you look like a different team. I think Giovanni Quenda's a good start. Obviously, he's very young, so you can't put all the pressure on him, but I think we will go big in the summer.
Yeah,
and
we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether that be a new striker or midfielder or wing back or whatever it may be, you're never as far off as you think.
Maybe this is naive, but I still just think you could buy almost any striker in the world and it's not really going to change what you look like as a team.
No.
I think in our situation, a striker is the cherry on top, not
the thing that's going to change everything.
Yeah.
We can't even get the ball at the
Can't even get the ball.
Bloody hell. Owen, awful tonight, but chat is absolutely toxic. And also, we have to remember as well that the chat does end up being everyone's way of venting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a way of
so
out,
it's not always representative of everyone's entire thoughts on Man United. It's how are we playing right now, and how frustrated am I at that?
I feel like everyone.
Sometimes it can be.
There's always division, but it's always just symptomatic of the same. The root of the frustration is the same.
Yeah.
It just manifests in different ways, and that's
offside now.
5 passes in a row, and we've been pressing the whole time. No one has even been a fucking yard from the ball. No one has got close to the ball. Leicester have just passed all the way from their defence to Ayew, and a United player has not got within a yard or two of the ball the entire time.
Can't get close to anyone.
Nowhere near anyone. It's absolutely ludicrous. Look at this. Fucking finally.
We'll lose in a sec anyway.
There you go.
It's just shit.
It's awful. Can't get near him, look.
And then no one's moving.
Oh. They're running off the ball, finding space. They don't even look. I mean, I'm not saying they won't score again, but Leicester don't look hugely bothered about scoring again. But look,
there's
they
no
can just
threat
keep
anyway.
the ball. Exactly. Just keep the ball. No one. Look, how much space has he got? And luckily, they've overhit the pass. That's all we're relying on.
It is hard to feel
All we
like the
can
world
do.
isn't ending.
I know.
Watching a performance like this.
All United have got in terms of winning the ball back is hoping Leicester misplace a pass. That is absolutely ridiculous. We can't tackle, we don't know how to get the ball back off, and we can't even get close to him.
And then where's the
And then
passing
now
options?
Lenny Yora's got the ball, and he's got a 5-yard pass to Dallo, who's got 2 men round him, and that's the only option he had. Luckily, the bobbles rebounded back to Dallo. Fucking hell.
More subs.
Xerxes coming on for Mainu, is
Cobby, yeah.
I mean,
so
fine.
into one of those number 10 positions.
Yeah.
Don't mind that, but yeah. We still haven't seen tons of Xerxes and Højlund playing together.
No.
On paper, it's quite a nice little partnership, but
yeah, let's see if either of them can get the ball. Because at the minute, what's going through Amarim's head?
I don't know.
I can't even. You'd just be so baffled, wouldn't you, watching this? They look absolutely clueless. Like, we do this, pass it across the back, and then as soon as we have to do anything else, no one's got any space. No one's got to run off them. Nothing. And it's
that's better.
Big
Go on,
touch.
Garnacho's through.
Got to score.
Go on.
Got to score. Got to score.
Oh my God! Fuck's sake!
You fucking
Bounced off
bastard!
the line.
It's good run now. Good running behind. Just when looks out, man. Happened.
It's a great block, that.
Good block by the defender.
Fucking
How
knocked
close
off
was it?
David
You know
Luiz.
what's-
You lucky fucker! That is the worst fucking clip. Look at you cheering like you didn't almost put the ball in your back of your own fucking net. Fucking hell, he literally slides in and kicks it backwards.
He can't cheer because if he doesn't make any contact with it at all, then it's going in.
He does
Do
better
you know what I
than
mean?
not being there. But he literally, the ball's going at 2 miles an hour and he almost kicks it in his own net.
It's mad though because they look like the initial.
He's so lucky there.
It looked like
he slices it. Lucky fucker, man.
I thought
the state of that.
I thought the tackle helped the ball
my
because
God.
the initial shot from Garnacho looked like it was actually going
Why?
straight at the keeper. No, straight at, and then it like took it over. And I thought, thankfully, got a bit of luck, and then here comes the bad luck straight after.
Fucking hell. That needed to go in, didn't it?
It does. There is also that.
You what?
That's
That's his first start.
This is his first start on Van Nistelrooy, the guy who cleared it.
You know, Van Nistelrooy knew there was an easy game.
Yeah, just ease him into a nice piece of piss
Old
match.
Trafford.
There is also an element of luck that I just think is rarely on our side with little things like that seem to go against us all the time. Like like the goal with it rebounding straight off Onana. And
yeah, when you look at the two big chances there, theirs, it hits Onana and hits Dick Reed in the head and goes in.
Yeah.
Ours, their player slices it backwards on the line and it still doesn't go in.
You should never be in a position where it can be decided by luck, but at the same time, it would be nice to have a few of those go our way.
Cyrus with a super chat, I think this is, it's directed to you, Ronaldo. It says, hey Ronnie, do you genuinely rate the coach?
Yeah. Obviously, I was a big fan of Amrin and thought he'd bring like a little bit of a fresh idea, but I think that he's not completely without blame. There's a few things that he probably got wrong, but I think he doesn't have the best personnel group to choose from. But even outside of that, there's still a few things that could easily be better.
I just think, how can you look at what he did at Sporting and just decide that he's suddenly a shit coach?
Yeah. That's what we do with everyone that manages us.
Go on.
There's a lot of ways you can explain it. It's bad man management. It's this league isn't as, you can only do it in a shit league. It's
fucking hell. Yes! Fucking hell. Come on, Xerxes. Xerxes won the goal. No. That comes from Garnacho. That has been bright second half.
It was.
He's come on and changed things a little bit.
Yeah, he has. Cut it back. And Højlund with a little back heel flick that almost went in and rebounded straight back to Xerxes. Xerxes loves you've got the whole open goal to shoot at goal, doesn't it?
Feels almost embarrassing to celebrate. Fucking hell.
What's this here? So it's Euro out to Garnacho.
Yeah.
Just not even too much, just finds half a
yard.
Does very nicely, does really well.
Yeah.
And then Xerxes with his absolute versus Spurs in the Carabao Cup Classic.
Garnacho does really well there, to be fair.
Yeah, he does. Højlund's shot was going in as well. It's a decent little flick from Højlund.
Yeah.
And it just hits fucking...
Much better.
Yeah. 1-1.
Here we go.
Yes.
And now they'll look like a team.
Well, let's hope so.
Well,
not yet.
Maybe not.
Because also Leicester will step it up again now.
Yeah.
I'm really encouraged by Yoro's performance as well. I think he's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been good. Good touch.
Same
Don't lose it. Well done. Come on, ref. Fuck me. Why are we not giving a foul for that?
It's not a foul.
Fucking... They love doing this. No, that's not a foul. He just ran and smashed into the back of him when he's got the ball under his control. Maybe. Why are you not giving that? Because, you got to be able to beat Leicester. It's not my fault, you shit. No, yeah, just do a bad fucking job then. Absolute bollock stuff like that. Mid-Toker with a super chat. At home, would you watch this match? Oh, wait, one sec.
Go on, Højlund. Pass slightly off from Rasmus.
Inside him, hasn't he? Would you watch this match on the big screen hoping it would be worth it? Or would you put on a show or game and watch the match on your phone? Up until now, you could have got away with watching the match on your phone, but probably worth having it on the big screen now, I'd say.
I'd have us on a screen discussing paracetamol brands
over
most of this performance.
That's a good pass. Good touch as well.
Garnacho. We might see Garnacho have a bit of a new lease of life in this second half of the season. He definitely had a dip, but he is a player that's always willing to take on instructions and adapt to what's being asked of him. And in his past 3 or 4 performances, since all of the transfer news has come about, he suddenly looked like a player that can have a real impact.
Yeah, he does. And also, one thing... Sorry, go on.
Look at this. Wow, okay.
Ignore the shot.
Ignore the shot, but the good first part.
Yeah. But one thing he does, and he always does, and it's easy to overlook it as a trait, is he tries to make things happen every time he gets the ball.
He's got that goldfish mentality.
He's never content with just pass it back, go slow. He wants to drive at his man, he wants to cut inside, and sometimes that can be frustrating. But in a game like this where literally no one else is doing anything,
especially when we have such abysmal shot volumes in general, he still has fairly competitive shot volumes in terms of just generating chances and generating football.
Yeah, he'll have 3 or 4 shots a game no matter what. That's a good pass. Go on, Lenny. Bastard. I don't think Dallo did that on purpose. Jay and Joe's adopted son Benjamin says we buy a natural left wing back and play him on the right.
It was a funny decision.
It was a funny decision. Esam 28. Honestly, I'd rather us lose a game, but know we're playing proper football. Our consistency is dog shit. Enough with the shitty wins. In the cup, I'll take a shitty win, but I get especially in the league now. All I want to see is a bit of coherence and a bit of a plan. That's a foul.
What are we doing?
It's a foul. Henrik Ekloff says, "Do we need a new captain? Who are you picking?
Yeah.
Change him if you want. Who are you picking? That makes more sense. I don't think there is anyone." Interesting. Someone with a super chat says, "Name's Gil. I wouldn't let Dallo play with my ding dong, let alone Man United." Thanks, Gil.
Well, I don't know. I don't get.
Cheers, Gil.
It's valuable insight.
The name's Gil. that was like an advert on American TV. "Hi, my name's Gil, and I wouldn't let Dallo message with my ding dong, let alone my football team." That was very nice, like some political advert in America. Paul Whitten, this has to be the worst United team ever. It's so nice, isn't it? Sam, yeah, I think I read this before, but I'd rather us lose a game and know we're playing proper football. Yeah, it is annoying, isn't it? And why is Dorgu at right wing back? Don't know.
Game's gone stop. Got momentum for a second and it's gone slow again.
There is a huge gap in the middle though when we have the ball.
I'd love to know what, like, just have an honest chat with Amarim about, like, look, Ugarte's got no one near him in the middle within like a sort of 15-20 yard radius. Is that what's meant to happen? Or?
One of the biggest problems with Ten Hag's build-up is we played a 3-1 and it just kills the passing lanes. You need two players in the pivot there to receive, and we rarely do. We saw Ugarte there just completely isolated.
Yeah.
All it takes is one defender to cut off that passing lane, and then you're forced to go wide, and then we just get pressed out of it. So
yeah, it's just this.
We very rarely come out of those
scrappy nonsense. Right, he's gonna have to come back, isn't he? And he isn't. Go on, Ahmad. Good lad.
Go on.
Oh, that was unlucky. That was good.
That's
from
better.
Ahmad.
I think he doesn't go the line enough because whenever he does it, he actually gets something out of it. But he cuts in too often.
Unlike some players, he tends to pick out a good pass at the end of it as well. Positive.
Yeah.
Just a bit too crowded in the box there for anyone to get a shot off.
And again, it almost looked like everyone else was sort of shocked that he did it. Yeah. That we weren't really in position to receive the ball.
Expecting anything to come of it.
Just like, oh shit, he's actually done something. We should probably be there.
Too late.
Yeah.
Well, just needs one in it. We need one scammy chance.
Yeah.
That's nicely done.
Now what though?
That behind.
Yeah. Bad ball. Backwards. Because we keep the ball in, like I keep saying, but all game it's been the same. We can keep the ball here, but we don't know how to keep it further up, do we? As soon as we get in this area, all we've got is either lose it or be direct. It's not bad again from Garnacho.
A bit hopeful that one in at the cross.
We don't have many good third man runners either.
No, that's good though from Xerxes winning the ball back. Now what? Go on, lad.
On the outside.
Unlucky. Well done.
Wins a corner.
Corner to United.
I don't mind it, man. Positivity.
Yeah, it's good.
I thought there was a back heel on there from Hoyland, and then Bruno might have been able to take his touch in on goal.
Yeah. I think even if it's not the right moment, Hoyland needs to start just having some shots.
Yeah.
He needs to get into the habit of getting a shot off, because right now it doesn't even seem like it's on his mind to fashion a shot.
No.
It's not. He's not always going to get the optimal moment to release that shot, you know.
A little
Come on.
gentle.
Leicester on the break.
Leicester, yeah, just
No, I shouldn't
completely put
concede
Leicester on
it,
the
man.
break, yeah.
Come on, Lenny. Yeah, well done,
Mazraoui
Mazraoui.
there.
Brilliant.
Just enough
tackle.
on that to not get sent off.
Yeah.
Good tackle. Fucking hell.
I'm glad he.
Couldn't have put them on the counter attack more if we tried.
I'm
with
glad
that
he
goal.
decided that pass. Might have been trouble if he went the other way.
It's nice that we've got a bit of recovery pace in this side now.
Yeah, that's something, isn't it? Like, look
Go on.
how
Come on.
basketball it's gone though. Last few minutes, back to what we know.
And then the pass is way too late, and they've settled their
And
defence.
we've got one man in the box to pass it to anyway. Look,
Too much.
fucking hell. I can't imagine a world where we have 5 men waiting for the cross. Can you? It's literally like 1 or 2 at most, with like 6 defenders.
It's
in
always
there.
on the break, isn't it?
Yeah,
Basically, our box occupation is just poor.
just non-existent. Good tackle.
Yeah.
Make sure bring him down as well. Could Dallo have been a bit more positive there? Cause sometimes in them situations, if you cross it in a good area and it gets headed out, it quite often then spills to your players. Sometimes at the edge of the box.
Yeah. See what are the options? Oh my god, that's just a shocking pass, isn't it?
I don't mind those when their pass is forward. Yeah. I'm just happy about us trying to pass. Too much of it.
Just get the ball down.
Hold on.
Just there you go.
Add a bit of energy in that
Yeah.
game.
There we go.
That's
Ball
nice.
forward, in behind. Now we've actually got men in the box as well.
He can do better than that.
Awful cross.
Why have you gone backwards? Fuck him. Respectfully.
Someone's passed away.
Yeah, who's that on the pitch? Just down. It's a shit pass as well, that.
Got a bit lucky there. He's still down.
Yes,
Come on,
Garnacho, go on.
Go on.
Oh,
Just that bit at the end.
At
Quality.
least shoot to the back post. It's annoying that. It's a lovely pass from Dallo. Good touch.
Yeah.
Ahmad's there, back post
Ahmad's
as
there.
well.
Hoyland's there for the rebound. Hoyland's
Xerxes as well.
fuming.
Yeah, it's not the right decision, is it?
And the annoying thing is, he's got in those areas and crossed it a few times already this game when there hasn't been people on, but he's just, doing the right thing. So,
Yeah.
and then there is 2 people back there, and you shoot near post of all things. Hey, it's your boy Gil again. What do you think's worse? I mean, World War II or Dallo's decision making? I'm not even going to answer that, but nice to hear from you, Gil, as always.
Is this a new name?
Yeah, it's their actual YouTube name is in a character set I've never seen before.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't have been able to read it as Gil. But yeah, cheers, Gil. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that. Trickster Nova says love from Sydney, Australia. Thank you. Would you prefer to get European football next season or miss out and focus on a clear out and new additions? I'll take a little bit of European football, and I'll spin it as a positive if we don't get any. But yeah, let's win Europa and get Champions League.
I've never understood the middle finger ring that you've got going on there.
The middle fingering.
Do you think it? Yeah, it kind of takes a little bit of the panache off the middle finger that you might give someone, innit?
I think, does it not add a little
It
extra
might add
to
a bit
it?
more to it, no?
I think it's taken away.
Imagine that, that's like a superhero or something, and he's got like a ring like that. And pulls his middle finger out and just shoots out of it.
Yeah, that's like one of those modern comic books.
A laser out of it.
Yeah, someone my age
Have
wrote.
this.
Take this.
Who's coming in?
What's he called? Finger Man. Actually, let's rethink that. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. No, sorry. Finger Ring Man. Even worse. That's got even worse, hasn't it? Sorry.
And it's just someone you can't piss off, because if he does flick you off in the middle of it, you're dying.
It's game over. Misdazed. No manager has managed to make this team press properly. This team will skirt very close to relegation, so get ready, lads. We do always look half a yard off it in the press, regardless of manager. Who knows why?
The thing is, Ten Hag had to go, but I think he will go to his next club and do very well.
Yeah.
Because he's a good manager. We know he's a good manager.
Yeah.
And it's the same story for most managers that come here.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't
It's
get to
so
3
simple.
finals and win 2 trophies in 2 years.
Well, if you're
shit,
clueless.
you just don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got to a point where it was maybe untenable.
Yeah.
But he's not. If he goes to a well-drilled, hard-working team, he'll do well with
stuff
them.
happen.
He'll do well with them.
One of us need to score Leicester United, because I cannot take half an hour.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
No,
it's going to be another half an hour of this if no one scores.
Shit.
Of this.
Yeah, let's just...
It was an exciting game, I don't mind. But
yeah, push him over.
I'm just like...
Good. Well done.
Went halfway up the tunnel.
So I'm just hoping Garnacho squared that.
Yeah.
He literally had Hoyland and Ahmad in across the 6-yard box for a tap-in, and he did that. When you shoot, you've got to at least score at the target.
Yeah.
I actually didn't realise how bad it was until I saw the replay.
No. And if you shoot back post, the keeper might palm it out to one of them two. You can still get your shot. You can still have your moment.
Yeah, if you're going near post, you've got to be sure of
it's
it.
got to go in.
It's got
if
to
you
go
go
in.
near post, the only thing that can happen is that it goes in. If you go back post and you open up too much, they can just tap it in. If they go straight in, then great. And if the keeper palms it out, they can score. It's just the wrong decision, isn't it? There's no 2 ways about it. Limiting the number of...
Wow! Do you think Ahmad goes down easy a little bit sometimes?
Ugarte with the Leicester special.
There.
I missed that.
That didn't make contact.
He gets the ball, to be fair.
That is what is wrong with these players?
I don't know. He does it occasionally, doesn't he? He likes it.
That was for you, Leacher.
Martinez does it.
I didn't realise.
It was a tribute.
I didn't realise. I was shocked, but then not shocked at the reaction to Lissandro's injury from a lot of rival fans.
You are?
What about how disliked he is?
Yeah, there was when the injury news come out about Lissandro, literally every other fan of every other team was
loving it,
lauding it, and I was like, that is really sickening. And then they were just basically describing her. I didn't realise he was that disliked by rival teams.
It's usually a good sign, though, I think, when someone's disliked.
They're saying it's because of his the way he tackles and shit.
Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
That's why I said usually. There can be other reasons. But Bruno, everyone hates him because he's a bit whiny in that, but that's because that's paired with a very good footballer.
Yeah.
It's half the reason why, believe it or not, why Arteta's so disliked as well.
Yeah.
Because he's a bit jarring.
But
he's pretty good as well.
Yeah. It's not nice to give credit to a rival, is it? So.
Nah, you won't catch it. When it comes to Arsenal, I'm the guy that when I look at football, I just say how I see it. But even if it's right, but when it's rivals, it's a bit harder. It's that's why I think their youngsters are exceptional. I broke through.
Yeah,
and actually very annoyed by it. So I mean,
Lewis Skelly.
It's just like envy, isn't it?
Yeah. I have seen you mention Lewis Skelly before, about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
So was he just another
That's a great pass from Bruno there.
Highly rated.
Go on, Dallas.
Yeah,
That's a good cross.
Him and Ranieri were top. They basically
Arsenal knew they were becoming first team players anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Go on, Euro. Well done.
Yeah. Go on.
They both came into the 18s at 14, 15, and they basically pushed Arsenal to an FA Youth Cup final as first-year scholars, which is incredibly rare. So.
Oh yeah, shit. Where are we? Are we still in the FA Youth Cup now?
Yeah, we are playing Chelsea.
Should be one of the favourites.
We should be.
But Chelsea's 18s are really good now.
We should, if we had our full team, our full squad, I'd say we'd be nailed on favourites. But we've had a bit of an injury crisis, so it'll be interesting.
I've lost a couple of games recently, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me, are they losing games because they've switched to Amarim's 3-4-3?
Great, yeah, of course.
No, it's just half the team's injured at the moment.
Now what? You know, we play a short corner and just end up losing the ball.
This is the bit now where like Bruno doesn't really have it to beat someone fully. He's got.
He's done alright there though. He's done well. Oh, lucky.
Jinxed him positively.
Yeah. He's got to use his little tech and savviness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the bit where like
You
I told you. You know what?
can't knock
That's
and
what I
go,
mean
can
with the De Bruyne comparison. Is like they're basically the same player, but De Bruyne can actually like beat a defender there with like pace and power.
Well, certainly could.
Well, yeah, he can't. He's. Have you seen him? His legs are like miles gone in it.
Yeah.
You actually can't do it anymore.
No. But he's supposed to knock it down the line and whip the ball across the 6-yard line, didn't
or
he?
he receive in the middle and he can do that thing where like he receives it and there's like defenders on, he just bursts away in the middle. Do you know what I mean?
Is that their ball?
Yeah, Ugarte basically dribbled it out.
Great. FPL Mickle, I'm almost happy we're doing so bad because it puts real pressure on the owners to actually go big rather than just paint over the cracks. Interesting. Trixton over. Oh, I read that one already. And that one. Oh.
Joshua Xerxes with the Megs.
Brilliant. FPL Mickle says the crowd noise is up. Ask Gil what subs he wants to come on. I can imagine who he wants them on for. It's probably going to be Dallo, isn't it?
The name's Gil.
What
Whoa,
lovely
what's
little
that?
slice.
Oh, where's that come from?
Where'd that come from?
Hit it.
Seems a bit desperate to score, isn't he?
Garnacho.
Yeah. At least someone is.
That's his way, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
At least someone's doing something.
There was some power behind it. And the thing is, you take enough of those shots and you're going to get a lucky deflection or something like that.
Yeah, or an unlucky one like he got last time.
Yeah.
Sliced off the underside of the bar and
See,
back out.
We're winning some second balls
Yeah,
and some duels here.
In all honesty, we're not playing well, but we have been the better side for probably 20 minutes now, just without it being particularly dangerous.
That's a trophy.
That's a shit pass, that.
Yeah, because
it's an easy pass to fucking.
That will get the bad.
Hoyland.
That'll get the. Oh, you let him go back in.
Oh. Too hopeful.
Come on, he can't just drive through you there.
Not
Fucking hell. Well done, Xerxes.
Come on.
It's two of you either side, or one of you either side.
Ethan.
What?
Loving Xerxes when like he's the exact
What is
type.
going on?
Is he? Why you? Is the exact type to be slagging Xerxes off behind the camera every other game?
Yeah, he does.
Especially when he supports Newcastle, which
Ethan just goes with the
where
wind.
their play style is just everyone just runs very fast and very hard everywhere. That's like your main play style, I swear. Yeah.
Got a super chat. Gil here. Tricky one for you. Would you rather fight? Oh, one sec. Garnacho. No. Would you rather fight an MMA trained kangaroo or watch this game again? I want to meet the man who's training MMA to a kangaroo.
Don't they come MMA trained?
I think they come pre-trained, don't they?
Genetically
Straight out of the egg.
disposed.
I think if this game's drawn, I think both teams should go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
No extra time.
Neither team deserves extra time.
Cancel this off for the draw.
But then it obviously won't work because if he's someone next game,
I'm sure there'll be another game that's so shit they can just get rid of them too as well. Yeah, we both just get deleted from the cup. Fucking hell. Come on. 90 minutes gone. Well, how long we got? What we saying? 3 minutes?
3 of them.
Proper late 90s stoppage time amount, that, innit?
We haven't had a late winner in a little while.
Oh, God, I thought I was going over my bar. Look at the state of this! Fucking hell, the ball just bobbling, little bouncy shit headers. Sunday League stuff, lads. Look at the state of it. Come on. End it. Worrying stuff, innit? Go on, Harry. What? What was that? Xerxes didn't even know he'd made that pass.
No.
Did you see that?
He didn't have
Xerxes
a clue.
was looking completely the opposite way. We're trying to use up like 2.5 of these 3 minutes, aren't we? So that if we score, why are you doing
trying to
that?
time it just so it's at the end of it.
Yeah. Why are you doing that?
This team's got like one collective brain cell.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, horrifying.
Keeper's on. No, he's not. Here he is. Hold on.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Win that. Harry Winks.
I'm not just saying this. I've played in games as good quality as this.
Yeah.
I've played games of football that were of this standard, and I'm awful. That pass then was a 1-yard pass from the Leicester player, and he just put it straight out for a throw-in for no reason whatsoever. It's like they're all so bored of playing that they just keep like making mistakes because they're half asleep.
I can't believe we've been subject to this on a Friday night.
I don't know. Think of some of the Friday nights you've had in your life. This is one of them. Right, just put the ball in. We ain't got anyone who can win a header, but
Put it
imagine
into
we
the
did.
goal, preferably. Go on.
Go on.
Yeah! Is he onside though? Is he onside?
Go on.
Harry Maguire with the winner.
Fucking Harry Banks.
Go on, son.
Don't you dare. Hey, I thought he was doing the no celebration thing. You
Well,
celebrate that.
There's no
son,
VAR,
yeah.
On his knees. Oh, there's no VAR, is there? Come on! Get in, son!
Exceptional performance.
Unbelievable.
was
Never
better
in
team
doubt.
throughout,
What
and,
a better team throughout. We deserve it.
Yeah.
What a day. Oh my God. One of the worst games of football to ever exist. And it's Harry Maguire. I was just thinking, we ain't got anyone who can head the ball. And as the ball went across Maguire, I thought, actually, he probably can.
Please.
It don't matter, they can't rule it out now. No VAR.
No VAR.
He's offside.
He's like a full
He's
yard.
almost certainly offside.
Full yard offside, you know.
We'll take it.
We take those.
Oh, brilliant. And he just does the exact thing you want, which is head it down back where it came from.
Yeah.
No chance for the goalkeeper there. Absolutely no. He doesn't put that much power in it. Just guides it back across the ground. Far side. 2-1.
Yes.
There's no way they can overturn this, is there? There's no ref chatting or anything.
No, unless they've already done it, no.
Go on, son! Come on!
We don't have to watch 30 more minutes of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm more happy about. Going through is great, but the game ending is far better. Unbelievable
I think
stuff.
that's what they're celebrating as well.
Absolutely ridiculous. What a
finally
game of
over.
football that is. Oh, you know what though?
Hey,
Well
the
done.
linesman did not want to watch.
The linesman knew he's offside.
Yeah.
He just is not watching another fucking minute of that. The linesman knew it. He's like, oh God, if I put my flag up, I've got to do more of this. State of that.
Just call it a day.
Yeah, come on. That's shite. Go on.
Fergie time.
There's a little chance for
Let's
a
have another.
counter-attack here.
Maguire hat-trick.
Garnacho's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the ball into the corner. Just do the right thing.
Don't let him in G though.
Go on.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
I thought he might have just done him. That's all right. That's got to be
We don't
time
mind
like that.
those.
That's
We
got to
don't
be
mind
full
those.
time.
Casemiro's
Casemiro
on.
appears out of nowhere. Casemiro just grown out of the ground.
That's how
United have 12 players on the pitch, but the ref's
Imagine
given
that.
up.
Go on, blow up, ref.
Over.
Look at that. Slabhead. Bang. Yes! Jesus!
We'll take that.
Garnacho
Well
played
done,
the
mate.
match.
Congratulations.
What a win.
2-1 to Manchester United. The game is over in a absolute slugger of a match. That a very low quality performance all round from Leicester and Man United. Somehow United happened to win it. It wasn't much, but it's a good win in the end for Manchester United through to the next round. Hopefully we can get. I don't even know what won in the next round. I'm not even thinking about that. The game is over. Manchester United have won. Finn, how are you feeling?
I feel like I've been put out of my misery.
Yeah, but in the best way.
In the best way that I could have asked for.
Yeah.
With a Harry Maguire 93rd minute winner. Beautiful, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that he was 17 yards offside.
Yep.
Because we take those. yeah, happy ending to one of the worst games of football that I've watched in a long time.
Yes.
I'll just say we take the winner. We it's partly what we watch football for.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of joy in that, but it almost felt embarrassing celebrating it. But through to the next round, the performance was very forgettable. Needs to be better.
Yeah.
And I know we should take the result and a win, but I'm just happy that I don't have to watch any more of that. I think Dorgu being subbed at half time wasn't happy about. I thought he was actually probably one of our brightest players in the first half. There was a lot of spark to Garnacho coming on. I thought his cameo was really good. His end product wasn't always the best, but I just appreciate he was someone that was actually being positive and trying to make things happen.
Yep.
Thought Xerxes was okay when he come on as well. But
yeah, he was.
Outside of that, I think the less said about the game, the better. We take the win, we take the result, we take the next round, and call it a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Move on.
Lerone Ronaldo makes a great point. That win will make the next week so much better. That's true. Once you get out of the sort of the cloud that was that performance, it is always good to get through to the next round, especially
a win's
this
a win,
season.
isn't it?
Yeah, we've accepted the performances aren't going to be great. The league position is going to be shit, but we can make a run in the cup, and we're still in the cup. Yeah. There we go. Nick Collins says the thing is we love it because it's a missed offside, but you're fuming if that's against you. Of course you are, but that's what football's all about, wasn't it?
Isn't it?
It was on our side, and you said, Finn, didn't you, before United could just do with a little bit of luck going our way.
One of those things going our way,
and it did go our way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Finn, for coming on. Thank you, Ronaldo, for coming on as always. Thank you at home.
Maybe is that why Gil kept? Is it like a oceanic reference?
It was a premonition.
Gil.
Finn. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh,
Right, we'll be back in a few minutes for the full post-match review. We'll break down everything that happened, and we trust me, not many things happened, but some did. We'll be going through all of that and looking ahead as well to the next round. So make sure you stick around and stay where you are, because you'll be automatically redirected and taken to the review again. Thanks, Finn. Thanks, Ronaldo. Thanks at home. Manchester United 2, Leicester 1, through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Just about. We'll see you in a bit.